instant champions if we have him backing up Keegan.
Yo, Kawhi
He's not going to play, dude.
That's not the best situation for Kawhi, though. I just can't imagine that the kid, like let's say everybody can sign him to a veteran minimum. I just don't. You see what I'm saying? I don't.
There's a lot of other teams you could.
Does it have to be vet minimum though? It's not that. It's not.
Well, I'm saying I was just saying an instant
right?
scenario where every team has a a shoe in, or every team has a shot at him. You think he just runs to Sacramento? I do think it's a good fit.
Yes, I mean, look. Now I know that it sounds super biased, and I'm obviously
Bob thinks everybody's running to Sacramento, just beating down the doors to get into Sacramento.
Everybody knew Sacramento was such a hot spot. Like players really want to play.
All right, people love it when people move to Sac. They actually love it. Like I've heard a lot of good things from NBA players in Sac. They love playing in Sacramento. They do. I mean. Okay. I mean that's just facts. I hear it a lot. I hear it a lot. People that used to play in Sacramento, they be like, "No, Sac was a great place to play." It might not
Sacramento's
be a huge
all
city.
right.
Like it might not be a huge city. If you're
it's just pretty slow. It's slow.
Yeah, but some people like slow. That's what I'm saying. We
got
to stop. We got to stop expecting that everybody likes what we like. Like everybody doesn't want to be. Everybody doesn't want to be all in South Beach, Miami. As a lot of people do, but some people don't. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is this. I know I sound like a homer, but if Kawhi's to the point, if his career where he's playing 18 minutes a game, you know what I'm saying, 15, 18 minutes a game, like why not? We got a young core. You could just come and just do his little thing, play a little D, no big deal.
I don't think he's that wide. 15, 18 minutes a game. Kawhi is still, he can get you 30 minutes every other night. And you think at minimum he's getting 25 mil a season at minimum. So this whole vet minimum sheet, no, you ain't getting Kawhi for that sheet.
All right, well let's just talk it into existence, Jalen. It doesn't hurt you, bro.
Hey, the Raptors always free. We saw what he did with the Raptors.
Yeah, right. Y'all got him for a season. Let us get one.
Fair enough. You know what? We got ours. Maybe we time to let you get yours.
Show some love, Jalen. Show some love. Let's talk that into existence, y'all. Hey, Kawhi to Sac.
What's going on, Chilltown? What's up, Pirate?
Ain't nothing, brother.
Hey, Ron. How you doing?
Where does whole Kawhi is washed thing come from? Where did that logic come from?
People are upset that he's making so much money and not
playing. He just doesn't play.
That's what it is.
He doesn't play.
He's making so much money and not playing games.
He's not washed. He's
physically unable to do what I used to be able to do at a consistent basis. That's what he is.
He's undependable. He's unreliable to a critical extent. To an extent
is he still awesome? Yes. Can he still be awesome in stretches? Yes.
Yeah.
Can he be awesome consistently throughout the season? No.
Can you build your team around him? Are you going to give 25% of your team's salary to him?
No.
Probably not 25%.
Does he want to play?
I don't know.
I think he still wants to play.
I saw something yesterday about him getting into a tiff with Bryant Shaw in practice where you shoot an air ball and you got to run, and I'm not running because apparently that's messing with your mental. Which Ticket had mentioned something a couple of days ago about how these superstars are basically running practice and they running everything. So to see a guy who is that good but not that dependable tell a coach in practice, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, got my wheels turning, and I'm thinking, is he not practicing too? If I'm not running suicides when I shoot an air ball, am I not coming to practice too?
Wasn't even a suicide, Chilton. It
was just an up and back. It was just a down and back. So is it just relegated to that, or is it more than that? And the reason why I'm having such a difficult time with this, Ron, is because I'm thinking about, there's a hierarchy, and I understand that this is a players' league right now, right? I do understand that, but I feel like there's a lot more going on from the aspect of players. These coaches aren't making as much money as these players are, and because they're not making as much money, these players have a lot more say-so in what they are and what they aren't going to do. So I'm thinking to myself, is Kawhi practicing when he feels like it? Is he playing when he feels like it? I'd like to think that the Clippers are telling him, yo, we're going to sit you tonight because for whatever reason. And for him to say, yo, I'm ready to go tonight. As opposed to, are you ready to go tonight? I'm good, but I'm just not playing tonight. Now that sounds a little bit that sounds a little bit arbitrary. That doesn't sound correct to me. Because if they're sitting you out and you're telling them that you're ready to go, but you are ready to go, only you tell them I'm not working tonight. I mean, is that going on? Is it ridiculous for me to think that that's going on too? I don't know.
I think at this point he's just kind of created an air in the room where it's kind of a pins and needles. Like it's assumed that it's going to be a day-to-day thing. He's got a lot of leeway. I mean, I'm sure he wants to play. Like who doesn't want to play? But I think he wants to get paid more than he wants to play.
What was the point of telling that story though? Like
the point in telling that story, Ox, is we just were talking about this, about how these guys are basically running the league. And if this guy is available and he's not playing, or
no,
is this guy
not you telling the story? I'm talking about. I get what you
like. Damn.
I'm talking about PG and T man. Like, what? Why would y'all? What's the point of telling that story for y'all? Like,
the question for them, for those who didn't see the video, was the dude that was giving them the interview. I don't remember exactly who it was. They said, "Who's the funniest person on the Clippers?" And they both said Kawhi instantly. Terrence Mann both said it was Terrence Mann and Paul George that were actually telling the story. They instantly both said Kawhi, and then Paul George went into telling that story.
I think that probably just means there aren't that many funny people on the Clippers.
That's all it means. I don't it means much else. I mean, we ain't got a lot of jokesters because Kawhi Leonard is the funniest dude on
Kawhi's the funniest guy in the room, then party's ending early.
And we've seen what's been going on with this crew since both of them got on the crew. I mean, 4 years, and it's been pretty much a failure. I mean, they got to the conference championship one time. Leonard has played, of the 4 years, he's played 3 years, and 3 of the 4 years that he's played there, he's had season-ending injuries. He had a season-ending injury last year. He didn't play the year before that. In 21, he had a season-ending injury. So, I mean, this thing is continuous, which is why I said yesterday that in 2 years, I don't think he's going to be playing, simply because physically I don't think he's going to hold up. It has nothing to do with his game.
I agree. Maybe not 2, but like 2, 3. Yeah.
They had a lot of hype, the Clippers, just didn't work out.
So at this point, we will all deem them a failure?
Yeah, that's the Clippers situation.
No, I just deem them the Clippers. I mean, nothing
Clippers,
changed.
Giving up all those picks for Paul George, giving up what they did for Kawhi Leonard, it was championship or bust in the window. Mm-hmm. I mean, their future is dead for the next couple of years because they have nothing. And then Kawhi and Paul George clearly didn't work out. So if anything, they might try to trade Paul George. If this season, halfway through the season, it's not working out, I got to ship Paul George out of there and get some picks or a young piece to try to mortgage something for the future. Because
I'm not buying this whole. Go ahead, Big Ox.
Well, I was just saying that the Nets is a failure because that team is dispersed now. The Clippers and even I even got to say the Sixers too. The Clippers, the Sixers, Miami. Those teams, since they're still intact, I would say to this point they haven't got the job done, but I'm not gonna call them a failure until they throw in the towel.
So, Big Ox, is it fair to say instead of it being a total failure, we have failed up until this point?
Yeah, for sure. That's I can get with that.
We failed up until this point. Now we still going, but we failed up until this point. It hasn't been a complete failure because there's still some time left. However, from what we've seen with these dudes over the last 4 years, there's really no evidence to suggest that this is not going to continue.
Facts.
So I'm out on the Clippers. I'm out on the
things regarding the Clippers. You guys may deem this as a bit of negative, but it's a lot of truth. I'm not going to say they're a failure, first off, until they get James Harden. Once James Harden goes over there,
that's desperation.
James Harden to be on that crew. No reason whatsoever for James Harden to be on that crew. None whatsoever. Why he and them are both lobbying for this is beyond me, because all you doing is you making the terrible meal that you've already put together, you're just making it worse. That's what you're doing.
I figure Kawhi not really tripping about it. Like he don't really, to him it don't really matter. Like we said earlier, he just trying to extend his career, trying to get some more contracts. He got rings, Finals MVPs. You know what I'm saying? DPOYs. Everybody else though, like Paul George, James Harden, I know they're trying to figure out a way. They got to figure out something. Like they like Luka's around. I mean, not Luka. What's his name? Jokic. Jokic is out here. Like, how we gonna eat? Like we got to get it
James
together.
Harden?
They got to do something.
James Harden will find a way to eat.
Right.
He will.
James Harden is still a plus to a lot of NBA
intruders in my house. Let me grab my pillow and let's have a pillow fight.
Always.
Wait, why are we acting like James Harden is a scrub? James Harden is still a benefit to a lot of teams in the NBA.
And what way? And what way, Jalen? Because every crew that he gets on, he's not getting on that crew just to be good. He's getting on that crew for us to win. And he flames out every year in the playoffs. Since 2015, he's flamed out. We're talking 9 seasons now that he's flamed out. And there's no evidence to suggest this is going to change. He came into camp last year in some of the best shape in his life, which is nuts to me because I'm pretty sure that he would have been a lot better off. He would have been a lot more durable had he taken better care of his body. Only except he didn't. And then last season he comes into camp in great shape, only to flame out again in the playoffs. So what evidence do I have to suggest that this is not going to continue with him? Well, and this dude, every crew he gets on, he's getting on this crew for them to win it, only except he's the one at the end of the day that doesn't get it done.
So I think with James Harden, we have to realize, okay, he's not going to be a number 1 option when you win championship. Probably not going to be a number 2 like we've seen with Philly. He definitely had some days where he choked, but he also had a couple big games. He had a couple of those 40-point games where he showed up, where Embiid didn't show up, right? So as a third option now we're talking about James Harden as a third option, still giving you 18 to 23 a night, giving you the playmaking, giving you the passing. If you want to play James Harden off the bench, maybe as a Manu Ginobili role like the Spurs use, you tell me James Harden in that role, that's a plus. We're not going to ignore a 20-point scorer who can give you 10 assists a night also. And when Kawhi is hurt or when Kawhi is missing games or Paul George, he can hold down the offense in the regular season, take him there. And the playoff time, we know what Kawhi can do in the playoff time. We know what Kawhi can do, so Kawhi can lead them during the playoffs.
We do know what he can. We do know what he can do. He can break down in the playoffs. We do know that.
Hey,
we know that he can break down in the playoffs.
But James Harden is the number 3 option in this league. Give me that all day, every day. At the third option, all day. That's a championship team.
He's not number 3 if the other guys are hurt. He's number 1.
They're hurt, Chef. They're hurt.
We've already seen what that looks like. We've seen what that looks like with him at the helm.
We have, but as a third option, that's a championship contender.
So, Jalen, you talking about James Harden and Russell Westbrook together in the second unit?
No, well, Westbrook. If Harden is there, I don't know how much time Westbrook's really going to be getting.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I think
to get Harden, Russ got
it. Westbrook.
Okay, first of all, why are we moving Russ to the back of the line? That crew when Russ got on the crew was rolling. That's first of all, and not only were they rolling, he was playing so much better. Now we get to have a season with him and hopefully with Leonard and hopefully with Paul George to get to see what this looks like, because he gets to take the pressure off both Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And when we get late in the game, they can hide him in the corner, right? They can take him off the basketball. And these guys can play more of their style of play because now they don't have to be the playmakers. They don't have to be the distributors that they had to be when Russ was off the floor. Now he's on the floor. They can actually do that. So with that being said, why do we need James Harden?
I'm taking James Harden as a spot up guy in the corner. If you want to put a guy to the corner, Westbrook standing in the corner is not doing anything for you as a team.
Can get somebody
Harden on the corner. Harden's still going to hit an open shot over Westbrook. Harden definitely hit an open shot over Westbrook.
Isn't James that type of guy though, where it's like you can't necessarily just sign James Harden as a spot up guy? It's almost because just who he is, you're gonna have to put the ball in his hand. You're gonna have to put him in pick and rolls. You're gonna have to rely on him to do so much more. You're going to rely on him with ISOs. I find it hard to believe, especially at this point in his career, too, because I won't lie, James does have a lot in the tank or a little something in the tank. But it's like I can't see myself just signing James Harden and be like, hey, go to the corner. I don't think that works for him.
I think Harden would be their starting point guard.
Well, okay, so if he's starting point guard, then he definitely won't be delegated to just spotting up.
He'll play make for Paul George, for Kawhi, get him open shots. And then when he needs to score, he'll score. But I think he'll take a second or a third role as a scorer. He's okay being the third guy behind Kawhi Leonard and Paul George as a scorer.
If that happens, gentlemen, which is the way it would have to happen for it to work, I'm not mad at it. James just has to really take a step back you know, from what he wants to do. Like if he is okay with just being a facilitator and, you know, shooting when he's open, but just really getting Paul George involved, you know, really getting Kawhi involved and really just being that extra scorer when Kawhi can't play, because we know that there's going to be those times when he can't play.
Hey,
so
he's going to be 34 years old when the league starts. He's going to be 34. I think he realizes that, hey, time is not on his side. Father Time's catching up. I think he's going to realize, hey, he doesn't have to be that Houston Harden or necessarily even that Philly Harden. He can take a step back, you know, and kind of let the game come to him and do what he needs to do.
Yeah, if he does do that, I'm not mad at that.
Well, the difference is that we're talking about a guy who's averaged 20 and 10 last year on a playoff team. So he's not thinking that I'm a rotation guy. You don't go back. You don't go from being a 20 and 10 guy to thinking that you're a rotation guy on a team that got knocked out of the first round in the playoffs. That doesn't happen.
If he doesn't want to move that ego aside or that mindset, I get what you're saying, coming off 20 and 10. But if he's okay being a 16 and 8 guy for the regular season and picking and choosing his spots where we know he's going to have those games where he still gets you 30, 35 points. He's going to have those games where he gets you 10, 15 assists. So he doesn't have to be in a consistent basis with this Clippers team.
I had a question for everybody up here, though. And Ticket, what's going on? You in the house?
I said I was the king, and them lame started laughing. Same sucker now want a king on the track with him. What's good, man?
What's popping, Ticket? What's good? What's good?
Ticket TV in the house.
But Ticket, I got a question for you specifically. Whose fall from grace would you say was worse? Russell Westbrook, triple-double, MVP, leading the league in scoring, or James Harden, I guess another triple-double guy, MVP, leading his team into playoff runs and stuff like that? Who would you say is taking the farthest, I guess, fall?
Titties over titles. And the reason why is because Russ already showed you in the playoffs he leveled up. When it's money time, he leveled up. As soon as he got to a situation where they said, look, we're going to remotely just let you play. Even before Kawhi got hurt, he was balling in that series. I mean, Harden played 2 good games and fell apart. Russ played a whole great series in the game. He may have had 1 bad game in the whole series, but like I said, man, and then he resurrected himself and proved to everybody that he could have went to a different team and got more money, but he went back to where he was comfortable at. You feel good out there with the Clippers in LA, feel good with Ty Lue, so he took the money that they had that they could offer him. And I just think that he's in a better situation right now. James Harden's in a situation where if he don't play this year, he's done as far as the big deals. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? This back is against the wall. People have seen his gimmick over and over and over now. You don't got coach after coach fired. You got a coach fired, and then you want to leave the organization after you got the coach fired. So it's just like he's a wicked dude. People see this. So, yeah, he's a joke. Time he's never there. So why would I want to be romance with a dude who do all this stuff during the regular season, and then when it's time in the postseason when you need him the most, he fall apart. He falling down, farting on the court, dribbling the ball off his you know what I'm saying?
How do you know that?
Doing spin moves, losing the ball. Oh man, ain't nobody got time for all that, man. Real talk, bro. Y'all they talk about Russ. At least Russ play hard. Russ play defense. He playing on both ends. He helping on D, blocking shots, playing hard as hell, man. You're going to get that every single night from Russ, regardless. You know what I'm saying? With James, he just ain't got that in him, bro. So, and everybody know that. Everybody know that. You can't fool nobody with that now. You could fool him when he was with Mike D'Antoni jacking up all those bad shots and making all excuses about everybody else around him. But this past year, and these couple years in Philly, we already knew it was him and Joel Embiid and nobody else. I mean, they can say it was Doc. They can say it's the coaches and stuff like this. But like I said, dude got Doc Rivers fired. They fired Doc for you, and you still want to leave. You still ain't happy. He's the chump, bro. Like, come on, bro. This shit is elementary. I don't know what Jalen's talking about. He sound like a blip.
No. We talking about. Look, we talking about a guy again. If he's willing to be a third option, a guy who was 20 and 10 last season.
He just told you. Hold on. Here's why that sounds utterly ridiculous. And this is why I be trying. Jalen, you smarter than this, bro. So you should be. I respect your basketball knowledge better than what you talking, bro. The man wants to leave Philly because he don't want to be a second fiddle, bro. What the hell make you think he want to go somewhere and be a third fiddle? He ran out because he didn't want to be a second guy. He ran Russ out because he didn't want to be the second guy. He's running away. He ran away from freaking Brooklyn when he was the second guy. When Kyrie was hurt.
With Philly, he didn't want that pressure, bro.
Now you want to put him to a team, and now you put him with Philly, right? Mm-hmm. He got everything right there. He got the MVP. He got Maxey. He got all these other pieces. They done brought PJ Tucker and all these dudes in. He wanted them to bring in, brought in House and all these dudes. You get the coach fired, and now you quit, and then you go and say, "Oh well, I don't like the role they want me to play. I need to be having a way bigger role than what I'm having." Man, get out of here, bro. He ain't.
Look, I don't disagree with all the flaws of James Harden that you're pointing out. I don't agree with them. I mean, those are all correct. What I think is that you put him in a team with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and I don't think he really got along with Joel Embiid. I think that ain't gonna help him, bro.
Jalen,
and Paul George is different.
Jalen, you are intelligent, bro. Mm-hmm. I know you passed all your classes with flying colors, bro. Bro, listen. He just came from a team in Brooklyn. And he left because them dudes was hurt and Kyrie and them wasn't playing. What the hell make you think he gonna go to the strippers where all them dudes hurt all the damn time? And now he seeing a repeat of what he saw in Brooklyn, and now all of a sudden it's gonna work. Come on, man. Let's be realistic, man.
The injuries thing I get. The injuries thing we all understand. But Kawhi missing a ton of games, Paul George. But again, if they're healthy, that's always a caveat. The health thing with Kawhi and Paul George.
When have they been healthy outside of the 1 year they got walked down? And then Pat Bev up here talking about something we lost.
I hear you, but we lost. I hear you. They haven't been healthy the past 3 years. They haven't been healthy the past 3 years.
Man, y'all dudes, come on. I don't. Right. That's my point. Hold on. That's my point to you. They're getting older. What the hell you think make a dude that's getting older gonna get healthier, bro? Bro, James Harden is done. He's done, bro. He's fish food, bro. He is done.
When they're getting older, though, James Harden realized he is 34 years old. At some point, he got to realize he can take a step back.
Jalen, he doesn't realize that. He was just mad at Doc Rivers because he said Doc didn't give him a bigger role in the team offensively. He don't realize that. He got Doc fired, and this nigga still quit. He's a bum.
I mean, I'm with you there. He got him fired.
And by the way, Jalen, and by the way, Jalen, just so you know, he was playing with the league MVP, and he wanted a bigger role.
No,
playing with the league MVP.
I hear that. But I don't think him and Embiid ever really got along. There's always like these rumblings like they never really got along, they never really hung. You know what I mean? Like they just weren't clicking together.
Which is nuts to me because you were the one who lobbied to go there.
That's true.
No, it was you who wanted to go there.
That's true.
It wasn't like it was a situation where you forced your way out of Brooklyn to go to Philadelphia. Which Joel Embiid was already there. They were already a playoff team. He was already an MVP caliber player, and you knew that. So
don't stop, don't chip down. Don't stop. They gave you your GM. You had your GM over there, Daryl Morey. He brought in your players, House, PJ Tucker, all these dudes, overpaid them dudes for you. And you quit on them dudes.
I agree with all these things with James Harden, him forcing his way there, not working out. That's all on him. My thing is, again, the talent is still there. A guy who's 20 and 10.
It's not there, bro. I thought it was there. I thought it was there, bro. It's not there, bro. It's not. Hey, Jalen, it's not there because James is one of them dudes, bro, that when the stakes get the highest, his game freezes the most. Like, for example, like when you went to Game 7, and like that's the game to get you.
Ticket, you saw this dude
somewhere y'all have never been. Every single time he's been at that point.
Hold on, Ticket. Did you not see this dude at a party? What was he grabbing?
Bro, come on, man.
What you doing, yo? Come on, bro. What you talking about,
yo? Again, what I'm saying though, with Kawhi and Paul George, he doesn't have to be that guy though. He doesn't have to take that game winning shot.
And just so you know, he ate all the fourth quarter usage. I just want to put that out.
Hold on.
Every last one.
He does because of what Big Ox said. Because you can't depend on Kawhi. Big Ox is up here telling y'all. Hold on.
You're right. If they're hurt,
hold on. Big Ox was up here telling that shit stained Dookie yesterday that Kawhi needs to be a role player. He should be a backup guy. Why? Because he can't control handling the load as a lead guy no more. I totally agree with Bob on that shit. Y'all know me and Bob argue all the time. I think he's 100,000% right. So now, if we're saying that Kawhi can't handle the load because he ain't healthy, Paul George is never healthy, having surgeries every single year. How that's going to make James Harden have to play a more prominent role because these dudes going to be out half the time. Bro, listen, when you miss 40% of your career, Kawhi has missed 40% of his career, bro. Come on, man. What else are you talking about?
Look, with the injuries thing, I'm with you. I get the whole injury thing. 100%.
Hold on. But that leads to the point of what we saying, bro. Because now they're going to be hurt. Listen, when Kalu just said, "Yo, I told Kawhi, man, y'all gotta take this season more serious, play more games." Nigga, would you bet your house on that shit?
No. Kawhi and Paul.
Hold on. Would you bet your house that Kawhi going to play over 55 games this year?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yo, Ty
said that. So now that we're talking logical, all that shit you saying is BS. Because what Bob is saying is true. If you can't play 55 games, how can you legitimately lead and be the leader of a team when you always broken down? When you're with the Clippers, okay, and listen, I think about this. I think Kawhi is a great player. But guess what? I've never seen Kawhi Leonard lead a team from start to finish. He didn't do it in Toronto. They were already had that thing set. The only thing he was the icing on top. That's what he was. He was the icing on top. They had the foundation set. He hadn't done what Jokic and them did, which is go be the foundation, build up and lead and win the chip. He didn't do what Giannis did. Be the foundation, build up, and win a chip. He came into a super team with the San Antonio Spurs and got hot in the NBA Finals and won the NBA Finals MVP. Then he went over to Toronto, who was already competing in the East. They just ran into LeBron. So he comes and replaces DeMar DeRozan. He's the piece that gets them over the hump, and they got a medical ring. They beat a hurt Golden State Warriors team. So he probably doesn't win that championship if the Warriors are healthy. Then he comes to the strippers, goes to the bubble, and gets walked down. And what did he do in the closeout? What did he do? Nothing. So what have we seen? So now you bring in a dude who hadn't proven, who's a man of many things and has proven nothing in James Harden. Over to this. He didn't lead our Raptors. You're telling me he's supposed to be the third guy. Hold on. You're saying he's supposed to be the third guy behind Paul George and Kawhi, two dudes who can't even play. Bro, out of almost 400 games possible, these dudes have only played like 140 games together. How would now you tell me? Hold on. So now this is what's gonna happen. The same thing that happened in Brooklyn when Kyrie was out. James Harden will have to step up in the role, and he really don't want to do it. This nigga is confused. And remember, in Brooklyn, he was upset because Kyrie wasn't there. Remember. So now you upset because Kyrie ain't there, so you can take a chill pill and relax. Then you get traded to Philly, and you upset because now I can't be more the man. Nigga, which one is it? Now you want him to go back to a situation like Brooklyn, where it's gonna be guys hurt, where now you're gonna be dependent on him. You're probably gonna get to the playoffs. One of them dudes gonna get hurt, and now we gotta depend on hitties over titles and get us over the hump. Man, come on, Jalen, man, cut this shit out.
I mean, look, in the playoffs, I get what you're saying. The regular season, if Kawhi and Paul George want to play 60 games, Harden can play 75 games. I'm cool with that. But playoff time, I still think Kawhi, if healthy, he's still a guy that can lead you to
Mr. Mash, brush your teeth and get off my sack, man. You always running around here chasing around somebody, man. Brush your teeth, dog. You sound like a scoring chick, bro. Remember, I raised you on these YouTube streets, boy.
Yo, it's everybody out there, not just Mr. Bass.
You always in the comments that you're trying to go against somebody. We won't bring up Giannis. We ain't even talking about his daddy KD. We ain't even talking about his daddy KD. We over here talking about stuff, bro. You a hater, Mr. Man. Real talk, bro. Brush your teeth, bro.
All right, fellas, we're going to take a quick turn into another topic because as you can see, the title of the show, which we got to get into, is the best defenders in the NBA. So, fellas, what I want to do is rank the top 25 defenders in the NBA. Pirate, you think we can do that?
No, I think we probably got a better chance of ranking the top 25 mothers in the NBA. Because there aren't. We would first have to have 25 guys who play defense in the NBA to make this list. So I think it's going to get kind of sketchy. Yeah, get kind of sketchy. Yeah, I mean, I'm being facetious. No, but seriously.
Pirate, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bob, take that hat off. Candy ass. Let me tell you something, dog. You sound utterly damn ridiculous, bro. When James Harden went to Brooklyn, you idiot. When he went to Brooklyn, he still went to a team that had KD. He still went to a team that originally had Kyrie. He still went to a team that had those shooters and Joe Harris. They had Seth Curry. They also had role players like Bruce Brown, who just won a championship with the Denver Nuggets. Sucker, shut your dumb ass up. Talking about they ain't had nobody on that squad, man. Sit down and shut the hell up. And then when it was in the series, like I said, after he left, those same role players, they played great the year they got swept by Boston. So I don't want to hear nothing from you, dog, about, they gave up all that stuff to get hard. Man, shut up, man.
Yo, chat, I'm going to let one of you guys come up here and join us for this 25 Defenders. I'm dropping the link in the chat right now. Y'all better get on it. Remember, it was once a time where Mars was in the chat, and he all of a sudden became a star panelist. Could be you. You could be the next one. Also,
superstar panelist.
Right at the top here, we have a chance for you guys to become a member and, maybe join the show or just join our group chat, the panel group chat. It goes down in there every day. But I'm dropping this link in here right now. I also need you guys to drop an order for us between Ox, Jalen Carter, Pirate, Ticket, and Chill.
Come on.
In the meantime, Lonnie Williams said PG and Kawhi need two-way contracts with the Clippers and the hospital. Oh, and get them likes up.
That's cool. That's what I was trying to say yesterday. The only extension I'm signing them to is hair extensions. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
I would do a 1+1. I think that'd be logic. But I think his agent himself, they're going to get him a 4-year deal. There's going to be a team out there who's going to take a chance on him.
There's no way that's happening, Jalen. No team is extending
the way the NBA works, man. When you have that talent, they're going to give it to him.
No way that there's a team extending him for 4 years. Just so you know, in the 4 years that he's been in with the Clippers, he's only played 3 of those years. And on average, he averages 48 games a year. There is no team that's extending him 4 years at $160 million or at $140 million for that kind of production. There's not. Nobody's doing that for him. At this age, and again,
I mean, look, I wouldn't do it. I don't think I'd do it.
This season right here, this is the last year of his contract because he got a player option after this season, which he's probably going to opt out. He's probably going to opt out, which I think is a mistake. And the reason why I think it's a mistake because he's going to be 32. Yeah, I think he's going to be 30. Not this season. Not coming into this season, he's 32. Going into the next season, he's going to be 33. So that $45 million, I doubt very seriously that he's going to get something like that again on the open market, considering his history. I'm having a difficult time with that.
I don't think he's getting no max. He's not getting no max deal. But again, I think with him and his agent getting a 4-year, $120 million deal, $150 million deal, just with the NBA, they always take shots on these guys because they've seen what Kawhi can do. They've seen what he can do in the playoffs. And when you have that type of talent and the way the league is, they're going to pay these guys. I understand. I wouldn't do it. I think it's an injury risk too. But there are teams out there who are going to have the cap space. There could be a young team. Maybe OKC takes a shot at him. Maybe OKC with all those young pieces there, they might be like, you know what, Kawhi, a veteran guy, has championship pedigree experience. They might add Kawhi for 3 years, 120, 4 years, 120, 150, because they don't have to pay their guys for a while. So OKC might be a team that Kawhi Leonard.
We just talked about this, Jalen.
Well, yeah, it's Sacramento. Young team.
Speak that into existence.
Take the jump. Kawhi Leonard with Sabonis.
You don't want him, Bobby. You really don't want that. You got something good going.
Coming to be the 7th man, 7th man. He's not starting. We let him come off the bench to back up Keegan Murray.
Bob out here with that Mookie level type of propaganda, basically.
Yeah, that's.
Yo, what's going on, random guy?
How you doing, man? How you doing? Thank you for having me.
I'm cool.
I just hopped on the link.
Make sure to call him random. His mama call him random. We gonna call him random.
Appreciate it.
Random it is.
All right, we got the order right here, as you can see down here from my man FIFA boy. Bob's gonna go first, then Pirate, then Chill, then Ticket, then Jalen, then some random guy will go after them.
Appreciate it.
I like how you did that, man.
Let me go ahead and throw this up on the screen right now. We have our top 25 defenders in the NBA, and just to set the record straight, it's however you interpret it. It could be perimeter. It could be a collection of interior and perimeter. It could be all interior. It could be Pat Beverly and his antics. Whatever you deem fit. But I would like for you guys to give a simple explanation as to why you chose that player, where you chose that player.
Okay.
I'm sure TikTok will love that.
Shout out FIFA boy, good looking. I think this is pretty easy for me. I'm gonna have to go with Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take AD number one. I think that's the right choice. Unfortunately, he's wearing that Laker jersey, but he's a rim protector. He can switch out. He moves his feet very well. He knows where to be on the defensive end. His IQ is up. I've seen him lock down small forwards, power forwards, centers. So I think that's an easy choice for me. Anthony Davis for sure.
Cool. Pirate.
All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of a spin here, and mix in some relative value theory. Okay, so going off the logic that this is definitely an offensively motivated league that we currently have, I think it would be much easier to name great defenders at all 5 positions in years past. So because of that, I'm going to shift to a name a lot of people probably think is kind of high. I'll say Drew Holiday, just because relatively speaking in this league, like, back in the day, you'd have Gary Payton, Mookie Blaylock, Alvin Robinson. There were all kinds of guards that could get on the floor for their defensive prowess. This league, it's hard to do that. So,
hold on, Pirate. I don't want to cut you off. I want to ask you a question. You talking about the same Drew Holiday that got stripped down nude on the highway and left butt naked in the middle of
it's hard to defend. It's hard to defend in this league.
In 25-degree weather too, Ticket. Like it wasn't like it was 75 degrees outside. It was 20 degrees outside.
That's a fact.
Just left them out there, freezing cold, butt naked.
Right now, you think right after we seen that, right now, that thrashing, bro, and the dude looked at him and said, "You can't guard me," and he couldn't do nothing with him. 1-on-1.
I don't think he's absolutely the second best defender, but I think relative to it being very difficult to get a lot of playing time at the guard position in the league today. There just aren't a ton of defensive guards. So I think his level of defense relative to all the other people in the league playing his position is high. So like I said, I think it's a little bit of a spin. Ron said we could interpret it any way we wanted, so I just wanted to
I do have a question though. I know Ticket feels that type of way, but couldn't you argue that was more of you're in the playoffs, you're playing the best of the best, and every defender's gonna get got at some point, especially in this league with how defense is being officiated.
Not like that.
You're talking about
not like that.
Not like that.
Not the way Jimmy did it.
He gave him 60, bro. He gave him 60.
That's the only reason I'm asking that, because I'm like, how many I guess maybe how many other players would have done better in that situation, really?
A lot. Look in the playoffs. Hold on. Look in the playoffs. A lot, because Jimmy never played the same after that. So a lot. He never played the same after that.
But then also
after that whooping he gave Drew Holiday, he didn't play the same against the Celtics. He didn't play the same against the Nuggets. He didn't play the same against a lot.
But also you just say with Jimmy's injury though, because after that injury he
No. I'm saying that he didn't. What I'm saying to you is this: Jimmy didn't play he didn't play like that against nobody else. Period. The way he did Drew Holiday, he didn't even have that confidence against nobody else really. Like he told Drew Holiday, like literally, and we had Drew Holiday renowned as one of the best defenders in the world at that time. He said, "Hey man, you can't guard me," and demolished him the whole series and just tortured him. And there's nothing Drew Holiday could do with him. Nothing.
I'm a Drew Holiday guy. I wanted to fight Jimmy Butler. I really did. I wanted to fight him. What he was doing to Drew Holiday, and I'm a Drew Holiday guy. I wanted to fight him, yo. I for real did. If I was on the floor, me and him would have threw hands. For him to do there's no way the player that I used to be that I would have allowed that. No way. There's no way that I would have allowed that. No way. No way. I said this to you in the past, and my example still stands. What Coach Budenholzer did, he was Rocky, and that was Apollo Creed and Drago in there. He did not throw in the towel. He just let him beat the hell out of him.
That was Earl Spence and
that's what he did.
And Bud?
No, because the ref actually stopped the fight. He didn't do that. He let him get beat up. He did.
Right, so next chill, we actually got you. We can keep talking about Drew Holiday if you guys would like, but let's just keep the list pushing.
real quick for this super chat that you had about this dude saying Mark Cuban gave Kyrie a 3-year goofy. He's injury prone. Just so you know, it's a 2-year because it's a player. It's an option after 2 years. So it's still a wait and see. So it's not like the whole deal is guaranteed. So how about you go do your homework, Goofy? You Goofy. Now, with that being said, Ron, I think Evan Mobley is the best defensive player in the league. I think he should have won the Defensive Player of the Year. There's a reason why Cleveland had the best defense in the game this year. That was largely due to him, his versatility in terms of his ability to switch, his ability to defend on the wing, his ability to defend in the post. He needs to beef up a little bit more because he got beat up essentially by Julius Randle. And that happens when you're a young player. And I think that when he gets older, I think he's going to just improve even more. I think he should have been the Defensive Player of the Year.
In Chill, in your opinion, why do you think he didn't end up getting it and Jaren Jackson got it?
That part I don't know, and the reason why is because I'm looking at Jaren Jackson's minutes, and I'm looking at what Evan Mobley did in terms of his minutes. They both played. I think Jaren Jackson played less minutes, or I'm sorry, I think Evan Mobley played less minutes than him. I think he had more fouls. Jaren Jackson had more fouls than Evan Mobley. Why he didn't win the Defensive Player of the Year on the best defensive team in the game, and that's not to say that just because you're the best defensive player on the best defensive team, you're the Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think that, but I'm thinking in terms of him being an overall defensive player. I think he's a better rim protector. I think he's just as good, if not a better rebounder. Why he didn't win it, I have not gotten a satisfactory answer for that because I thought he was the Defensive Player of the Year.
I could say for me personally, I wasn't able to catch a lot of Cleveland games. So, like you, I think Evan Mobley is a great defender. I think maybe because of also we're getting so much Memphis stuff with everything that was happening with Ja, and then we're getting them more on primetime games, even though Donovan Mitchell and them they were. It's like what's the best way to use it? It's like that one really good team in football that people they made the right moves, and then they start showing that they're like I would say Cleveland is like a year away from being a year away. I still think they got to make some moves, whether or not it's getting more experience in the playoffs or getting some more extra pieces. That's why I thought maybe for me, because I didn't watch enough, especially since, we talked, I've been recently getting into basketball. It's been my third year. And I said that I don't get enough. That's why I got League Pass. I don't get enough Cleveland games on my docket enough to say that. That's why I'm saying that. I just
definitely start watching them. Start watching them more.
And I think got a good Jaren Jackson maybe got it because of the notoriety around Ja, because of everything he was doing at the time. Plus, he's good. He's a good enough defender that you're like, all this is going on around Memphis. And Jaren Jackson's still playing well enough to get consideration. Maybe that. I'm not saying that's what
he's the anchor. Jaren Jackson is the anchor on that defense. 100%.
Steven Adams being out for as long as he was.
He is the anchor on that defense. But I also look at what Cleveland has, and with the exception of Donovan Mitchell being the oldest of that core, he's only 20. I believe he just turned. I think he's 26 years old. The oldest of that core. The reason why that team is at the top of the league defensively is because of Evan Mobley. And as young as he is, and his ability to understand the game defensively the way he does, I think he's head and shoulders above a lot of these other guys. I think he's the best defensive player in the game.
Yo, Ticket, it's on you next. Right now, we have Anthony Davis as the best defender in the NBA, Drew Holiday at number 2, Evan Mobley at 3. Ticket, what direction do you think you'll be going?
Herb Jones.
Love Herb Jones.
I just think it, his perimeter defense is elite. You know what I'm saying? I like the dude, man. So that's just basically it.
I wish I had love for somebody the way Chill loves Herb Jones.
I love Herb Jones. I think he's going to be the Defensive Player of the Year at some point. I think we're going to have a serious conversation at some point about him being the best defensive player in the game. A serious one. I love him.
You see him and Evan Mobley like constantly contending for that.
Yes. I could see that. I could definitely see that. He give me Bruce Bowen vibes, except it's cleaner. Like Bruce Bowen, contrary to popular belief, was a dirty defender. And don't get me wrong, being a defender in the league, you got to dirty it up a little bit. There's certain things that you have to do. There's certain nuances that you have to have, tricks that you have to have in order to be successful. But Herb Jones does a lot of stuff. He does a lot of things cleaner than what Bruce Bowen did. And being the rangy defender that he is, playing in the passing lane, one-on-one defender, I think that he's right there as the best defensive wing in the game. I think he's right there, and I think we're gonna have a serious conversation at some point about him being the best defensive overall player in the game. I do believe that.
All right, show enough. Next up, It's on you, Jalen.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go just the easy route here. I mean, Triple J, the guy's defensive player of the year, anchoring a top. It was the number 1 rated defense for a while. Finished number 2. Can block shots, can switch on to defenders, and he covered up a lot. People forget Ja Morant is not a good defender at all. People are beating him all the time, and it was Triple J there to help that and block those shots, impact those shots. Especially when Steven Adams was down, Triple J's role even increased more defensively because Steven Adams is a big piece of that defense too. So give me Triple J. Just kind of does it all, covers a lot of mistakes for Memphis too that I don't think people realize.
All right, there you have it. Random guy.
I guess I'm gonna take the easy one because nobody said it yet. Giannis, versatility. It perfectly works great with Brook Lopez. It's like they just know just how to work with each other. And Giannis can cover anybody on the floor. I mean, he's a monster. He's one of the guys of like if aliens do show up, because the government said we got him now. The aliens show up, they see Giannis, they take him back with them. They're like, who is this? What's going on? We need to dissect this. Are there more of these kind of people? Giannis can do almost anything that you need him to do that any coach could ask for defensively. And I know a lot of people in the chat's like, how are we waiting this long to say Giannis? But Giannis, I mean, he's arguably the best player in the world, one of the best defenders in the league. He can do anything you need him to, except hit them free throws, which, come on, bro. Come on. I shouldn't feel like as a professional athlete that I could do something better than you. And I hate that. I hate that I feel that way about Giannis when he's at the free throw line. But this is obviously defense, and there you go.
All right. Hey, yo, random guy, appreciate you for coming up for a pick. I'm going to bring somebody else up, and we're going to get into the next round of picks.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Oates, what's going on, brother?
You muted, bro.
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Finally, I get to join the chat. I've been watching you guys from Botswana. For those who do not know, Botswana is in Africa above, South Africa when you look at the map. So I appreciate the invite. So let's get into it.
Hey, PC, we worldwide, baby.
Hey,
we worldwide.
For real.
International PC. That's what's up. Hey, we got Canada up here. We got Africa up here. Bob somewhere in Mexico. We doing real good right now. We're doing good. But let's keep it pushing. Let's circulate back around. Ox, it's on you. And this is what the list is looking like. Oh yeah, ticket in the DR too.
This is another fairly easy one. I'm gonna just go ahead and put Marcus Smart. I know a lot of people don't like his antics, if you call that, but I've seen Marcus Smart shut down power forwards. Actually, I saw Marcus Smart shut down the league MVP this year on the block.
Oh my God, I hate that. Oh my God, I hate that. Sorry, Ox, but I hate that.
That was embarrassing for Joel Embiid. That's embarrassing for Joel Embiid.
It makes me nuts when you say, even though it's true, it makes me nuts that you say that. Because I'm trying to imagine Marcus Smart lined up on Shaq on the elbow or Olajuwon. You know, if you ever watch the Animal Planet and you see when the big cats they pick their little cats up out of fur on the back of their neck, that's what Olajuwon would have did to Marcus Smart. He would have picked him up, dragged him right to the box, and threw him through the bucket. Same thing with Shaq. I can't believe that they allowed him to do that. It makes me nuts. Oh my God.
Moving along. Pirate, it's all you.
All right, I got a couple names. I'll go with the man that people love to hate, Rudy Gobert. I mean,
come on, Pirate, man.
Hey, come on. No.
Pirate, you too smart for this, bro. You too smart for this.
Bro, how many
think about Pirate? Pirate is one that you ain't even got to ask yourself the question, bro. Yeah. I can't believe.
No, that's what I'm saying. I have a couple names that I think probably more people would like, but I mean, come on, like you can't deny if we're just talking strictly defense. Like I feel like you could build a really good defensive unit around Rudy Gobert. He has a lot of defensive skills that are just lacking on a lot of rosters these days. Mm-hmm. I mean, the dude is big as hell. It's like that Utah team. I mean, people talk about him getting dunked on and not being able to guard the perimeter, and that's fine. But I mean, dude, he can lock down the paint as good as anybody playing today. So, I mean, I don't think it's that wild. He's like the multi-time defensive player of the year.
He did just win it 2 years ago.
In a weak era.
Mm-hmm. No, in a weak era. That's what I'm saying. Relatively, I don't think he's one of the greatest defensive centers of all time. But if we're talking about today, you know, you could build a really strong defensive unit around him. I think he's done what he's done really with not very good defensive teammates for most of his career. You know, that's why he's getting dunked on, and that's why he's got, you know, getting burnt on the perimeter. I mean, come on, dude's big as hell. He can clog up the paint. I'll take it.
Yeah,
you know.
All right. Well, he's on the list now. Chill is on you. Let me go ahead and put this list back up here right now. You got AD, Drew Holiday, Evan Mobley, Herb Jones, Jaren Jackson, Giannis, Marcus Smart, Rudy Gobert.
Bam, bam. Bam, bam.
Like it out.
Bam, bam.
No, chill.
Bam, bam. 100% bam, bam.
It's still one that's better, chill.
Think so?
It's still one that's better, man.
I think about that Miami Heat defense, and he is the anchor of that defense. He cleans up a lot of messes. I do think he could be a better rebounder than what he is, but he's one of the better rim protectors in the game. I think he's one of the better paint presence in the game. That Miami Heat defense is predicated on him. He is the anchor of that defense. I definitely think Bam Bam's a top 10 defender in the game, 100%.
Yeah.
Take it. It's on you. So the
Joel Embiid is better.
Who?
Joel Embiid.
As a defender?
Yes.
I'm listening. Yeah. I'm all ears for this one, Ticket.
Yes. Joel Embiid is a great rim protector. And just his rim protection alone changes games for the Philadelphia 76ers. In fact, we saw his defense change games all throughout the playoffs. Even though he's playing bad offensively, when he came back with that injury, he was blocking. He was a force around that rim, man. And I think Joel Embiid is a better defender than Bam Adebayo. I think he's a better shot blocker than Bam Adebayo. I think that Joel Embiid, man, bro, yeah, he got shut down when he was on offense, but his defense, bro. Yeah, man. How many blocks per game does he have?
Who? Embiid?
Yeah.
I think it's less than 2. I think it's like maybe 1.5, something like that. And we did have a stretch. Where Joe came. I'm thinking like top 3. But when I think about the Miami Heat defense, and I think about Olay defense, what I mean when I say Olay defense, when I'm playing on a perimeter and I got a guy like Bam Adebayo behind me, I'm more apt to take chances. I'm more apt to be more aggressive because I know Bam Adebayo is going to clean up a lot of my messes. Not the rim protector that Rudy is, not the rim protector that Anthony Davis is, but he's gonna channel guys out of the paint, right? When guys shoot shots, when I play good defense and guys shoot shots, he's going to rebound the basketball. He's going to be a presence in the paint that I need as a perimeter player when I'm taking chances. I know for a fact that he's going to do that. So when I think about Joel Embiid, I think he could be a better defender than what he is. And the fact that he hasn't been on the all-league defensive team since I think it was 19. So we're talking almost 5 years now since he's been on the all-league defensive team. That's not good enough for me, for him. Because it's because to me, I'm
gonna say this to you. Well, then who you accrediting the defense to then with Philly?
Who am I accrediting the defense to? Oh, he 100% Joel Embiid is their best interior defender. No doubt about that.
We'll start right there then. So then if we saying that, right? If we being realistic, if we saying that, then he's a better defender than Bam.
Why?
Because they were the third best defense in the league last year in Philly.
Well, hold on, no ticket. Let's not make it sound like just with Joel Embiid. They were a great defense.
No. Your ass got cooked. I got you dead to rights.
Wait a minute. How you figure?
I just asked your ass. I just asked you. I said, who are you accrediting that defense in Philly to? And you said I got to credit most to Joel Embiid. Did he not say that, Jalen? Did he not say that, Bob?
Yes,
Did he not say that, Pyro? Okay, so now that I cooked your ass, don't come try to walk it back. Because Bam Adebayo, you talking all this dumb shit about how he's leading that team in Miami and anchors their defense, and they was absolute hot, stinking goddamn garbage this year with him as a leader anchoring that defense. When I just asked you, who else on that Philly? Because we know James Harden ain't playing no D.
Right.
Maxey ain't no elite defender. Hold on. Maxey ain't no elite defender.
Okay, so he's not, but keep going. Keep going.
Hold on.
Keep going. Hold on. You keep going because who is your man, Ticket? Who is your man? Hold on. Who is your man, Ticket? You got me on the grill. You jumping on it too. Who is your man, Ticket?
Tucker is over the hill, so I'm asking you a question.
That's not who else? Who is your man, Ticket? Who you praise on here all the time? You praise him all the time on Philadelphia.
You talking about Tobias Harris?
You praise this dude all the time as a defender.
Hold
you do that all the time. So don't act like it's just Joel Embiid. Don't act like it's Joel Embiid. Don't just act like it's him.
Defenders in the league, man.
But you tell us that he is. You tell us that all the time when he was with the Clippers. You tell us that all the time when he was with the Clippers.
Hold on. So let me ask you a question then, right? Let me ask you a question. You know what? I kind of take that back what I said. You right. You won. You won.
Holy shit.
Okay, Ticket. Look at Ticket out here owning up to
I take it back. You won.
Wow.
You happy? I lost. You won, dog. You got me. See, I'm a real man. When I take an L, I can admit it. You won. I do too. Because the Miami Heat were the second best defense in the league last year. Philly was third. You won. Miami was the worst offense in the league.
Yes, they were. 27th.
You won. You won.
29th in the league. I'm sorry.
You won. Next.
All right.
Now y'all Ticket got cooked. Now y'all put that on the short. Ticket got cooked. That's gonna go crazy.
Gonna be cooked for sure.
All right, bringing the list back up here. You got Joel Embiid at 10. We have our top 10 defenders so far. Jalen, it's on you.
I think this is a guy that might be closer to top 5, and I think he's overlooked because of some of the teammates he plays with. I think Brook Lopez led the league in block shots. Right, we're talking about a guy who led the league in block shots. We're talking about a guy who led the league in most contested shots this series. We're talking about a guy who Milwaukee when he's playing, top 3 defense, top 5 defense. When he's off, they drop to 14th, 15th ranked defense. So you talk about an individual, the impact he has on a team defensively with a guy like Giannis and Jrue Holiday, dropping 10 spots with players like that. I think that's pretty insane. So give me Brook Lopez here.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's crazy how we went on 10 slots and didn't say that fake ass $100 million man. I'm proud of y'all.
Fake ass $100 million man.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, Draymond Green.
He might be coming up soon, though. He might be coming up soon.
All right, let me go ahead.
I do think he's somewhere around here. I will say that.
That's the list up there for you guys. As
you Damian Fresh, whatever your name is. I mean, if you're so knowledgeable, why don't you come up here and school us, my man? Why don't you come up here and drop all your knowledge on us, because we clearly don't know what we're talking about, right? So why don't you just come up here and just school us to what we don't know? We would really appreciate it, because we don't.
I want Ron to bring up that young African dude, the dude who was crying 3 weeks in a row.
Because we clearly don't know what we're talking about up here. Our lists suck, our takes suck. So why don't you come up here and
everybody real loud in the comments. Everybody real loud in the comments.
Can I send him a link? Can I send that buffoon a link, Ron? Can I send that chump a link?
If you got him, send it straight to him.
Young Africa, you let me know. You hit me on my message right now, sucker. You let me know.
The links. You've been
crying about this for a long time. Come on up here.
Speaking of Young Africa, August 13th, the long-awaited PC versus FYF Sports. Yeah, we gonna get it on Sunday, August 13th. King of the Court. They gonna bring a team of whatever you call them, and we gonna assemble our squad, and we gonna make it happen. August 13th. Right. Y'all set your calendars. Damian, where you at? Drop the link. But,
did you say the 18th, Ron?
No, 13.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Last, it's on you, Jalen, right?
Yeah,
no.
He said Brooke Lopez.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He said Brooke. All right, my man, Mr. Oates. Who you think?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go with the second person, the second player from the probably the best defense in the league last season. I'm gonna go with Jared Allen. He and Evan Mobley have created one of the best defensive duos, if not the best. For sure, it's one of the best defensive duos in the league. And, the fact that Cleveland had the best defense in the league, if you put in Evan Mobley, then you should also put Jared Allen in the same list. So, in my opinion, that's he should be in that list, Jared Allen.
Cool.
All right.
There we have it. Jared Allen is
I like
pick.
that. I like Jared
Allen.
Allen.
Mr. Oates, appreciate you for coming up. You made a solid pick. You didn't sell.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Shout out to Botswana. Shout out to Botswana.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Be cool. We're gonna get in here a fairly familiar face. He goes by the name of Context Matters. What's going on?
What's going on? Y'all salute, fellas. What's the
What
word?
up, Tex?
What up?
Hey, Context, how you feeling about this list so far?
A little bit egregious. I'm not feeling Drew so high. I think Drew was a little bit. He was not the second best defender in the A. And also I think the fact is kind of a slight to Giannis as well, because he didn't step up to the challenge and he let Drew get cooked on an island. He didn't tell the coach, yo, bump that. Let me guard him. I'm 6'10". I'm long. I'm agile. I'm athletic. I'm going to be able to cover that. Instead, you let Jamal Murray and in the final, Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon show you a defensive clinic on how to play defense on Jimmy Butler, and you couldn't do nothing. You just let your man Drew Holiday get fried. Yeah, both of y'all got to take a step down on that. So,
you will move Giannis.
That's my two brothers.
Down.
I'm taking Drew and Giannis down. I'm not gonna hold you.
What outside of the
so
top 10?
we going
not outside, not outside top 10, but I'll probably drop him like a spot or two down. Drop him like a spot or two.
Okay, so why is that egregious? Because egregious is like they the best, the 1-2 in the league, and you still got them in the top 10. Like egregious is they at the top of the league.
Well, the reason why is because I think that for what is expected out of them in the time that you really did expect it, and you got to remember this is kind of a one-man army. It was, don't get me wrong, everybody else contributed, but this wasn't like when all the shoes were clicking all at a dime. Caleb Martin was shooting amazing, you know what I mean? Jimmy just walked them down, and there was no defensive adjustment. I mean, coaching, yes, I understand you're supposed to play a part and steer your players, but however, as a player, you got to just say, yo, take on the responsibility. Yo, listen, Drew, you getting smoked. Or Drew, switch up your tactics. You like whatever you're doing is not working. You know what I mean? So I gotta take away some points for that. Just a little bit. Nothing too egregious. It's just I was surprised that Drew was brought up so quickly. I'm not mad at Giannis being brought up so high because I think there is value in his versatility. However, I think Drew was brought up being a second. I think it was a little bit egregious, just a little bit.
All right, cool. We gonna keep it pushing on the list. We have obviously added context to the madness, but Young Africa is up here as well. So y'all say what's up to him.
Wagwan, salute PC. What's up?
What up, Africa? What up?
What up, Ticket? My guy, Ticket. So love. Yeah. Ticket low key. Ticket usually get low key chill when I pull up. It's usually what happens.
So now he low key. So now he low key.
So good.
Now he low key, which I know for a fact ain't true. I know for a fact that's not true. Ticket is not low key. I don't know where he at right now. He
Africa walking in like Bud Crawford.
Yeah.
I think Africa came with the fish hook. You trying to catch a big fish, man?
Yeah. Well, he did.
Look.
Let's get to the bottom of this right now.
I had to go upstairs and get a bottle of deodorant for your ass when you went to the airport.
Look at him.
Look like we having
you know you be smelling like an antelope sometimes. You don't want no smoke.
Man, you know what it is. Hey, I'm living good out here. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed, Jalen. I'm living good out here.
You know I got a lot of love for you, man. But bro,
it's all love, man. It's always all love, man.
You should have been doing all that crying after I kicked your ass, man. Come on, bro.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you got that ticket. You know, you won by people's, popular opinion. You know, chill when a president wins by popular vote, but really the masses didn't vote for him in the majority. That's really what happened. But it's all good though. You got that ticket. You a popular dude in these.
We always can get a look. Me and you, we can get a rematch. I don't have a problem with that. But somewhere else, I'm not going back over there.
Wait a minute. Wait. Why do we need to get a rematch? First and foremost, Young Africa, you was the one popping that shit when you went in the chat. You up here, you go ticket right there. What's happening?
Oh, what's up? Let's go. Hey, first off, on the defensive list.
He said he had a problem with our defensive list. He said he had a problem.
That's my point right there.
Most definitely. So on the defensive list, right? We got dudes like Herb Jones, Marcus Smart, right? Perimeter defenders up high in the defensive. When I measure defense, honestly, the big man is valued way higher at all times over a perimeter defender. He emphasized that when he said Joel Embiid is an anchor of a defense. Marcus Smart is not an anchor of the Boston Celtics defense. I think that would be Robert Williams. I think on Herb, when we talk about Herb Jones, I think a lot of pieces on that team make it a great defense, like Valanciunas being an elite rebound on the team. So when you talk about guys like the perimeter defenders, like Drew Holiday, like Marcus Smart, like these guys, why are they valued so highly when you haven't said names like
Africa? What does Valanciunas rebounding have to do with Herb Jones' defense?
When you have a big in the so I was going to compare guys like Draymond Green. I was going to compare guys that we haven't said on that list when we measure that. Valanciunas' defensive rebounding impacts your ability to press, your ability to not be able to have to crash the boards, to sell out more on the perimeter, to be more aggressive on the perimeter, and to be a big body that can contest shots at the rim. I think that has a huge effect on your defense on the perimeter. Straight up.
I got to give a little bit of pushback. I think Herb Jones' point of attack defense actually affects the offense and disrupts offense a little bit more than Valanciunas. I think due to Valanciunas' lack of athleticism from time to time, he cannot grab long rebounds on certain occasions. So I think Herb Jones is not as affected by Valanciunas. Now, don't get me wrong, he does help a lot, but I think Herb Jones, his point of attack defense neutralizes a little bit more than relying on help from Valanciunas.
Plus, when you're talking about a guy rebounding, I mean, why is Draymond underrated if you're talking about a guy rebounding? It's not like Draymond's a glass cleaner. So what's the context with Draymond?
I would say the versatility of Draymond, the ability to be anything on defense, to be able to go out on the perimeter, to switch his elite help defense, the ability for him to be a single factor to raise that defense, to be elite when he's on the court, and then average at best when he's off the court is what I say is I tend to highly value bigs in the NBA when we talk about defense over perimeter guys, just in general, to be honest.
I do too. 100%. I do too. However, when we're talking about a guy in Draymond, you talk about versatility. The first thing that you brought up was perimeter defense. Well, is Draymond on the perimeter? Is he more effective than Herb Jones? Because I don't think he is. In fact, not only do I not think he is, I think that Herb Jones is better just on the perimeter and in transition. I think he's more switchable. I think his off the ball defense is better. And I think that his on-ball defense is better. The fact that he's younger and he's a better athlete, that definitely matters. I can appreciate Draymond being the anchor of that defense from an older vet aspect. But when we're talking about athletically, when we're talking about switchability, and when I think about Herb Jones on the perimeter, because from what I understand in today's game, the perimeter players are more valued than the big guys, from what I understand in today's game. And in today's game, you have to be able to guard on the perimeter at an elite level. Does Draymond guard on the perimeter at an elite level like Herb Jones? I do not think so.
No. But I think Herb Jones guards
are more important these days with the league being such a perimeter offense-oriented league. A guy like Herb Jones being able to guard the 1, 2, 3, and even the kind of stretch fours, I think makes him. I think he's a lot more valuable than Jonas Valanciunas for that team. Defensively, I think J-Bow's a terrible defender. He's just a big body. But yeah, I'll take an elite wing defender even over a guy like Brook Lopez. I'll take Herb Jones over Brook Lopez to quote unquote anchor my defense. I just think in today's game, the word anchoring defense doesn't necessarily have.
No, can I ask a question then? Let me ask a question to Jalen real quick, Pirate. Sorry, but can you name an elite defense that has elite perimeter defenders and not a solid or elite defensive big that is a great defense without a great big that's a great defender? Can you name a defense like that in the NBA
no,
right now?
I think every
today in today's game.
Today's game. Yeah.
In today's game, an elite defense that doesn't have a great big. Let's see. Cleveland Cavaliers have an elite big. Right. Philadelphia has an elite big.
Mm-hmm. Boston Celtics, Robert Williams.
Boston Celtics, Robert Williams. He also has an elite big. Memphis has an elite big. And where do you constitute as great defenses? Because is it a top 5?
We can stretch it to
top 5 defense. Because Toronto is one of the best defenses in the game, and they don't have one of the an elite big. The Chicago Bulls, not Valanciunas, I'm sorry. Vooch is a solid defender. He does a lot of off the ball things that nobody really talks about. He does a lot of off the ball stuff that nobody talks about. I mean, Denver got a top 10 defense, and if you watch Joker play defense, I mean, Joker is a mud foot. If anybody is not clueless, Joker gives a lot of effort. He's just not very good as a defender, but he anchors. He's their best interior defender, and they're a top 10 defense. So in terms of like Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia, then it gets tricky after that. Because Toronto, they're anchored by their perimeter defense and Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby. Who else are we thinking? Who else am I thinking about? Let's see. Who else am I thinking about? The Bulls with Vooch. They're anchored by and Vooch is not a great defender. Phoenix got one of the best defenses in the game. I don't think that's largely due to DeAndre Ayton. I do not think that's largely due to DeAndre Ayton. Like you said, the Boston Celtics, Robert Williams was in and out of the lineup last year, so that was largely due to their perimeter defense. With as good as Robert Williams is as an anchor, that defense was Marcus Smart, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum on the perimeter, largely. So
I think every elite team have a good big and they have elite wing defense or guard defenders. You can't just be an elite defense with only one. You can't be an elite defense with an elite big, even the best. But let's say you have Anthony Davis and you have 4 mediocre guys. You're not going to be an elite defense.
But like Tika said before, you can have Joel Embiid as the sole defensive anchor and only great defender on his team and still be an elite defense. That's the unique thing about the big, right?
That's Joel Embiid's only great defender on that team wasn't.
Who's the other great defender? I would say. Who's the other one?
On Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Well, we all know that PJ Tucker he's a dirty work guy, but he's over the hill. I mean, Tobias Harris, I think he's a damn good defender. Joel Embiid, I think those guys are more. I think you're looking at it from an individual standpoint. I think those guys, in terms of team defense, Joel Embiid does a lot more in terms of team defense as opposed to one-on-one defense.
I think Matthias Thybulle, even though he didn't get a lot of minutes, he's a super elite defender.
He's in Portland now.
He's in Portland now. Yeah, but he was still in Philly for half the season. They
got a couple guys off the bench too. I can't remember his names right now.
Melton, DeAnthony Melton.
Yeah, DeAnthony Melton. Yeah, he plays. Mm-hmm. He plays. He's a real
not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, not bad at all. So, what up, Pirate?
Yeah, I just want to add a quick clarification because I agree with what you're saying. That defense is more influential with the bigs than the perimeter. So just to clarify, like when I said Drew Holiday, I was measuring his relative value as opposed to his absolute value. So it's less that I'm not really comparing Drew Holiday to like a Bam Adebayo. I'm comparing Drew Holiday to everybody else playing guard defense in the league. So relative to his position. But I do agree that in the absolute sense, that's why I said absolutely. I don't think he's absolutely the second best, but I think relative to the position that he plays, he moves up the list.
That's fair.
Would it? Ron coming back, we're going to add to the list.
Oh no, that's what it looked like.
Where's Ron?
L host.
Oh no, let's just read a couple. Super chats, yo.
Yeah, let's read a couple super chats. See what we got. We got an L host in the house.
We got one from Darren Faust. He says Drew Holiday over Smart is crazy.
I don't know why that's crazy. Why is that? Why would that be crazy?
To me, they both. To me, they're both in the same.
Ticket doesn't like any of
them. More so gonna get exposed now with the new flopping rule because now all that stuff you do.
Maybe, yeah.
You think they're really gonna implement that?
Yeah, they have to.
I hope so.
No, they've already said they're implementing it.
Yeah, but
but we'll see if they actually
sometimes they start off at like the beginning of the season, implement a new
No.
That's
a new rule now. No, it's a new rule now.
Nah, I know it's a new rule. I'm saying sometimes they implement a new rule and they go real hard on it, like October, November, December, and then by January
they kind of start slacking off.
Yeah, they do that a lot. Yeah,
I hope they do though.
That is true, Bob. They did that like when they did that with the traveling thing, and then when James Harden
do it pretty much every year.
Step back. When them dudes started complaining because of the new rules, they couldn't score no more.
Yeah.
Then they started complaining about, I forget which rule change it was, but Dame and all them dudes. Do you remember when they couldn't score starting off early in the season, Chilltown? I can't remember.
Double step back. With that double step back.
And they was calling the fouls differently. They was letting dudes get fouled more. They wasn't calling.
It was like that Trae Young effect because he was drawing fouls too much. It was like it was too
egregious. Those dudes started crying and complaining. They started crying and complaining because they couldn't get their numbers.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, but I think Drew's better than Marcus Smart. I just think just a natural better defender. He's rangier. He can take risk and still be able to take a defensive stance versus Marcus Smart, who has to kind of like exert a little bit more effort. So
he gonna start slowing down though now, bro. He old now.
Yeah, he old. Drew. That's why. Yeah, that's why.
He'll probably slow down.
Yeah. Drew more than Marcus Smart.
I think they're in the same ballpark.
You in year 14 now, 15. He gonna start slowing down, bro. Too old.
Yeah, I think so.
Young guards, you playing with young guards like John Morant them every night, man. He'll be running right past you, man.
Mm-hmm.
This one here says from Deem to Dream 91. Holiday was the only player left 1v1 versus Butler.
Well, he wasn't the only player left 1v1. There was other guys who could have covered him. There was not just other guys who could have covered him. There were other guys who could have helped him cover him.
Why they didn't chill? Why?
There were other guys who could have helped him cover him.
Coach thought Drew Holiday was that dude y'all say he is.
Yes.
Man, Giannis should have went. Giannis should have helped that man.
The coach, but I'm saying the coach thought what y'all said. He thought that Drew Holiday really was what y'all say he was.
Hey. According to you, Ticket, he got cooked by a top 5 player in the NBA, so it ain't too bad, right?
Too bad. Nah, that was bad.
He did get cooked by Jimmy Butler, who just completely fell off the cliff after that. I don't know. I mean, he averaged 37. He averaged 38 a game in that series. 38 a game in that series.
Next one will speak to that.
That was bad. That was bad. What happened to him? He got dressed down, bro. Come on, man.
Well, look right here.
No. Sometimes young athletes in the playoffs, and Bob know this. Sometimes in the playoffs, great defenders have great moments against great offensive players. He had no great moments against Jimmy in that series, bro.
Right.
He didn't win no matchups. None.
Me and Jimmy.
Every time Jimmy was in front of him, he got a bucket.
Yeah. And talk them down too. It makes it worse.
That was it for me. That was
make it look bad. Yeah.
Chill. He's pointing at him. He's pointing at everybody, looking, smirking.
Drew, I'll deal with him. Drew, let me deal with him. I'll help you deal with him.
Lucas D'Angelo says that, bro, Jimmy was hurt after that series, though.
You ain't say that when Giannis got hurt in that series.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't hand me that nonsense. Lucas, you ain't say nothing about that when Giannis got hurt in that series. In fact,
Lucas.
All you did was talk about how Miami bust that ass when Giannis got hurt. So I don't want to hear that from you. Get out of here with that.
A lot of Giannis slander was going on without people.
That's all that was going on. But now all of a sudden Jimmy hurt and that 38 a game drops to 22. But he was hurt. Give me a break.
I do have a question though about in relation to Jimmy. My fault, Ox. But in relation to Jimmy, do you think that it's fair that he has the Reggie Miller effect? Where he takes
Reggie Miller effect? So
it's kind of like he goes through the motions and does everything that's capable for the team to win, right? So if you watch, his off-ball movement predicates a lot of his playmaking. But if you notice, he takes way more aggressive style in the playoffs. He starts hunting his shot more. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, like, I think he ramps up his level when the stakes are a little bit higher, but he doesn't have enough to meet. Like, he'll put up superstar production and he'll have these superstar moments, but he's really a star. You know what I mean? Like, Reggie Miller was a star, but he had like these, glimpses of, what I mean, of his superstar moments.
Moments.
Yo, Ryan.
Was good.
You tell us, and you
back to the
I'll leave Ron alone, man. Ron had to take a dump, man. He had to take a dump. Leave him alone.
Let me do what I need. What you want me to be on stream? Just hold like making faces. And,
no, don't do that. Don't get sweating, Ron.
Hey, Ron, he wants you to have the bubble guts and everything. Man.
First of all, Ron, don't do that. You know, it's not good to hold your bowel movements. You know what I'm saying? It's bad for your digestive.
All right, come on. What number are we on?
Focus.
I'm just hold on, Pirate. Some of us getting up in age. We need to make sure that we
have ourselves. All right, let's talk about fiber. All right, let's talk about fiber.
I'm just trying to get the brothers watching some good health tips. You know what I'm saying? You got this shit. Make sure you get on the pot. Don't hold it.
Damn. Yo, where we at right now? Is Jared Allen?
12. Yeah, we at 12.
It's on me, Ron.
Hey, show the whole list real quick, Ron. Show the whole list.
Mm-hmm. I need the fiber. I need it.
Okay. Everyone in the chat's like, "Pop."
Damn. You're missing a few names. Hey, put Draymond on the list. Let's get to it, man. Did you put Draymond? The disrespect is wild right now, man. Jared Allen over Draymond Green. That's what we do.
Africa, it's on me right now, and Draymond's not coming next, bro.
Oh.
Damn sure ain't coming with me. All he is now is antics. That's it. Stomping dudes in their chest, hitting dudes in the balls, all kind of stuff like that. It's antics now. That's it.
Watch out, yo!
They literally played better when they took him out of that series against the Celtics. So come on, man, let's be real.
Come on,
man.
I think it's crazy that this guy hasn't been picked yet. Mikal Bridges.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Oh man, hey, that's a great. Hey, and real talk, Bob, he should have been over Drew Holiday because he's been one of the dudes. He literally is one of the best defenders in the world.
Yep, for sure. I agree 100%. 100%.
I can get with that.
He's probably gonna make an All-NBA team next year. Throw that out there.
All right, we got Mikal Bridges.
He's gonna make defense and all probably third All-NBA. And he's gonna make like a first
All-NBA. Excel in his role. He definitely was able to excel in his role and just expand his game, man. So shout out to Mikal.
He's gonna give you 25 points tonight and give you All-NBA first team, second team level defense.
Hey, context matters. You the dude that always be hating on me when you be on them other streams, boy. I see you.
What you mean? Nah.
It's always don't come here and turn down, turn up.
Nah.
Got your ass now,
listen.
Any crazy ticket when they see you, it's like, yo, hey, how you doing, bro?
Listen.
I'm this man always talking crazy about.
Listen, I joke. I'm from New York. That's what we do. We joke. I got no intel for you, my brother. It's all jokes. You know what I mean? I disagree with some takes, but we could always discuss that. I'm always down for that, but ain't no hate in my heart, my brother.
All right, fellas. Yo, Pirate, it's on you next.
All right. Versatility, switchability, tenacity.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go Trae Young.
What?
I'm gonna go Draymond Green. I'm gonna throw Draymond Green up there. You know, I think he's probably fallen off a bit, but probably a little bit more of a lifetime achievement award. But he has shown he can anchor a great defense. You know, for the modern NBA, he's a lot of what you want out of defense. So I'll throw Draymond up there.
Oh, you think his defense fell off a lot already?
I think so. Yeah. And then I think by the time, you know, I mean, hell, man, the next playoffs is almost a year away. So Draymond a year from now, I think we're closer to the sunset than the heyday. But you know, he's a dog. So Draymond.
Definitely a dog. I ain't mad at that.
All right, cool. We got Draymond up here next. All right, moving along on the list. Chill, it's up to you for 15.
I'm glad you brought up that switchability, versatility, being a smart defender. OG Anunoby, I think he's one of the better perimeter defenders in the game, and I think he's going to be up there for a long time. I like what he does defensively. He gives a lot of problems, 100%.
Stole my pick. W pick, OG. W pick.
OG Anunoby at 15.
A bad pick. I got one better than that.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
I got 100 guns, 100 clips. I'm from New York. That boy they about to give $75 million to. Josh Hart.
Oh, Josh Hart is not a better. I like Josh Hart. Might be the best defensive. He might be the best rebounding guard in the game. I give you that. I definitely give you that. But when I think the Knicks stole him. The fact that Portland gave up on him, they wow for that. That's a different conversation. But when I think about OG, a little bit bigger at 6'6", I think Josh Hart. I think he goes 6'4", something like that.
Yeah, 6'4".
6'4".
On a good day.
But one of the better rebounding guards in the game. I think OG a little bit stronger, a little bit more versatile as a defender on the perimeter. I think he can guard out a little bit higher. I think he better in transition. And I also think him guard. I think he disrupts a lot of smaller guards too. Guys like Trae Young, right? Guys like Kyrie Irving. Who you ain't really gonna stop these dudes, but the idea is to disrupt them and slow them down. And I think OG does a really good job at that. Real good job at that.
Yo, moving along, Jalen, it's on you.
I'm gonna show some love to a rookie who's making big moves for the Utah Jazz. Give me Walker Kessler. I think Walker Kessler is the guy, blocking shots. Yeah, blocking shots. Again, as a young player, holding down that defense as a young team, really kind of leading that defense. I think that's very nice to see. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's a defensive player of the year candidate years down the road, right, as a rookie. So give me Walker Kessler there.
Can he be a better version of Rudy?
That's the thing. Everyone's saying, he's their next Rudy Gobert, a better version of Rudy. Man, people forget like Rudy during his prime. You could say with Utah, he was. If you look at some of these advanced metrics and all that, he was
the best rim protector in the game. He was the best rim protector in the game.
Exactly. So if he can, that'd be great. Am I going to put the expectation on him? No, but I think it'd be, again, a defensive player of the year candidate for years to come.
Ticket don't like him because Ticket think he's soft.
Ticket thinks everybody's soft.
Yeah, no, he definitely think Rudy's soft. He do. He think Rudy's soft.
They climb up Rudy's chest too much for me. I'm not gonna hold you. They just lay up line him sometimes. It's kind of insane.
Nah, yo, because I could say the same thing about Mitchell Robinson. I mean, the type of rim protector that he is. So no, they do not. And Mitchell Robinson does not affect the defense like Rudy does. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, not the same caliber.
Yo, context, you got it. It's on you right now.
I'm gonna shout out Jaden McDaniels. Just the defensive versatility. I think the potential to play between, he can lock up if he really puts his mind to it. He can, affect the defense 1 through 5. I think he has that type of potential. I think his best suit will be towards the big 2s, 3s, and 4s. I think that's definitely where he's going to shine the most defensively with his ability to switch, things of that nature. But I think he's going to have the ability to play some help side defense, things of that. I think he's athletic enough. And if he puts his mind to it, he can have an impact that can go 1 through 5.
I'm not mad at it. Everybody else cool with that? Everybody else like that pick?
With it.
I got somebody better than that, but all right.
Young Africa, you're next at 19.
Have we said Jimmy Butler on this list? Is Jimmy Butler on the list?
You just said him. Bucket. You just said him.
Yo,
Bucket.
Ticket did not say his guy. Two-way top 5 player in the game, Jimmy Butler, not better than Josh Hart. Ticket, what? Hey, did Ticket say Josh Hart before he said Jimmy Butler? Is this what's happening right now? What is going on?
Right now, I do think Josh Hart's a better defender than Jimmy Butler right now.
Wow.
I think Josh Hart is underrated. Hey, look, they ain't giving him $75 million for no reason.
Wow.
They did not. They paid him. Yes, they did, Ticket. They paid him.
Jimmy 100%
they paid him.
And they didn't do it because it's awful.
Well,
Jimmy Butler showed that he could lock down, but yeah, go ahead.
At 19, we got Jimmy Buckets. All right, at 20, we back to the top. Ox, it's on you.
Okay, about time. I got to this point. I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Who you got, Big Ox?
I think it's obvious. Shit, if Milk Dudhead, Mike Brown would have put him in the game in Game 7, we probably would have beat them boys. We would have been able to slow Steph down a little bit. But that Milk Dudhead sold us. That's where Bullethead Mike Brown, he sold us. Didn't put my man the 20th, and honestly, he should be a little higher than this, but we're gonna go ahead and keep it smooth. Davion Mitchell.
I love Davion Mitchell. He give me Joe Dumars vibes, yo. As a defender,
Mitchell, he's a top. He's really a top 13, 14. I wanted to take him with the last pick, but y'all dropped the ball and didn't pick Mikal Bridges, so I couldn't go out like that. I couldn't do that. So Davion Mitchell.
Davion.
Who you got? Davion higher. You got Davion higher, Ox, than Mikal Bridges?
Nah, no way. Okay. I just felt like I couldn't, so that's why I couldn't pick. I had to pick.
I got your point.
Yes, y'all didn't hold it down and pick Mikal Bridges, so I had to do it.
All right, at 21, let's go ahead and do it. Pirates, you right?
All right, yeah. I guess probably my last pick. So I got a couple names, but I think I gotta take the opportunity to name a bald white guy, because it's the only one I'll have. So I'll throw Alex Caruso in there.
He might be.
Show love to the white guy. Show love to the white guy.
Got to show love for the bald white guys.
Is he Pirate? Is he? Can you make a case that he's the best on-ball defender in the game?
I mean, I don't think he has the best raw talent, but he maximizes what he has. And he's definitely up there, So he's not out there for much else. I mean, you could almost call him a defensive specialist at this point, And he'll probably end up tearing a ligament next year, and his career will be over. So I'll name him all I can.
Caruso's one of the rare guys real quick. Caruso's one of the rare guys where when I asked the question of a big that's not great defensively on a team, but it's still a top 5 defense. The Bulls were a top 5 defense. Caruso was a huge reason why they were top 5 defense, and they don't have Vucevic is not a great defensive big, so that's impressive.
Which is kind of crazy to me, because if you figure as good as Caruso is as an on-ball defender, he barely played half the game. Right. So we're talking about a guy in Caruso. I think he averaged like 22 or 23 minutes a game, something like that. Yeah. So I'm having a difficult time. As good of an on-ball defender as he is, right? And I think he's an awesome on-ball defender. I watch him against Steph Curry. I watch him against all the good guards in the league, Brunson, Kyrie Irving, and he's a disruptor. He throws guys off rhythm all the time. But the fact that he only plays 22, 23 minutes a game, the thing that I'm thinking about is the era that I came up in. And it's not that I don't think it's that difficult to slow a guy down when we get to when you fresh, and this dude been out here for 30 minutes, and you fresh and you basically playing into the fourth quarter, and you only played 10 minutes, as opposed to this guy, he's been on the floor for 25, 30 minutes, and you just came into the game. I don't think that's a big deal, as opposed to guys like Joe Dumars and Jordan and Drex and these guys who we playing right from the beginning. I'm standing in front of you from the minute I step on the floor until the minute the game is over. So that's the issue that I have with him. But
that's fair, yeah.
But
that kind of goes back to what I was saying before. Like, I mean, today there's just not nearly the same level of defensive guards as there used to be. I mean, it used to be you could be a starter, you could be a good starter, you could be a damn near an all-star player and not even be very good at offense. Those days are past.
Pirate. So I mean, due to affirmative action, we should have reserved 3 or 4 spots for all white guys, right?
Well, first of all,
I want my 17%.
Yeah, they got
first of all, affirmative action is
17% of this list.
That's already over. Affirmative action, they outlawed affirmative action, so ain't no more of that. Ain't no more of that.
That was hilarious.
Affirmative action is over, brother.
No fly zone. You gotta get it out the mud.
I guess Alex is all we.
Dude, Alex Caruso before he cut his hair. I mean, the least likely NBA guy in the NBA ever.
I would say to shoot some Caruso bail, the impact chill that you're asking about. I think not only is he a great on-ball defender, but the positional off-ball defense that he does, like his IQ is very, like, it's really up there. So he's able to not only impact with his athleticism, it's surprisingly good. He has great lateral quickness, so he's able to, he can take gambles. Same thing like Drew Holiday, where they can take gambles and recover with that athleticism, but still be able to have the IQ to know where they are on the floor and then funnel guys into their, their big man, things of that nature. So I think his IQ really makes up for a lot of that impact.
The difference with that, though, is you can take those kind of chances off the basketball when you got elite bigs behind you, right? You can take those kind of chances when you got a guy protecting the rim and man in the paint, because I can make mistakes because he's going to clean up all of my mistakes, or at least most of them. So I can have a guy like that behind me, and I can play off ball and get in the passing lane a little bit more and be more aggressive 22, 23 feet away from the basket, because I know that if I get beat, this guy's going to end up cleaning up my mess. So, I mean, I can get with that. But with that being said, I would like to see him play more.
He does have active hands, and no, just one more final point. He does have active hands, Joe. So on certain occasions, I get that point when you do have an athletic big or elite defensive big that can clean up things athletically. However, Vucevic still plays great positional defense, like you were saying. So he is able to be a big body, and if you funnel him the right way in positional basketball, you're gonna take a tougher shot. Maybe it might be a floater, a leaner, an 8-foot, you know what I mean, jump stop, where a lot of guys aren't familiar with that territory. Not a few guys in the NBA are able to master within that 3 to 10 feet. You know what I mean? So that uncomfortable guiding, you know what I mean? Alex Caruso with Vucevic. Yeah.
I call him Vooch.
Vooch, right. They're able to funnel and, able to play kind of like bend but don't break defense. If that makes sense.
That's fair. Briscoe, how about you're horrible? If our list is horrible, you are actually more horrible than our list. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Whoa. Chill dropping ticketisms. Okay.
Chill on timing, man. Chill been on timing. I see lately. He been on timing.
All right. Well, actually, Chill, it's on you.
I'm surprised that nobody brought him up, and I'm not a huge fan, but I am a fan of him, and that's Nick Claxton. I like what Nick Claxton does with that Brooklyn team defensively. I actually think he's a 4-man more than he is a 5. If he was playing alongside of Jared Allen, I think he would be we would be talking about him like we talk about Evan Mobley, like we talk about Bam Adebayo. We'd be talking about him like that if he played alongside of Jared Allen, because his ability to rebound, his ability to protect the rim, he takes charges as a big man, right? He's one of the smarter big man defenders in the game. So I definitely think Nick Claxton is a top 25 defender in the game.
Okay, cool. Ticket. You got it.
Kelly Oubre Jr.
Kelly Oubre.
Bro, I can smell your breath from over here.
Not Taiwan.
Somebody get this bum a Listerine on the rocks. Smell your breath from goddamn.
What are you talking about?
Like I said before, Kelly Oubre Jr. is a very good wing defender. He's athletic. He gets in the passing lanes. I like his energy. I've always liked his energy defensively. And I like what he brings to the table defensively. I think that's his best asset, is what he brings to the table as a wing and a perimeter defender.
You think he better than Jared? You think he better than Vanderbilt, Ticket?
Yes.
No. Is he better than Matisse Thybulle? No. Stop it, man.
Hold on.
Stop it,
Again. Kelly Oubre Jr. can do everything Vandy can do. These is facts. Kelly Oubre Jr. is a very good perimeter defender. Vandy is an okay perimeter defender. Vandy was out there to take. You see how they were talking about? Oh yeah, we gonna put Vandy on Curry. Man, they took him out for that dude after the first game.
It wasn't about his defense, Ticket. They took him out because offensively he was killing.
Man, hold on. Did he do anything with Curry?
Did anybody do that thing with Curry?
No, nobody's slowing Curry down. Hold on, but let's keep going.
Curry is the standard now. Really?
Who did Vandy shut down?
Who did Vanderbilt shut down?
Right. Who did Vandy shut down?
It was all this hype
about Vandy Candy, baby. Who he shut down?
He didn't shut anybody down. He did slow Klay Thompson down, though. Yes, he did.
Right. So hold on. And for most of the part of his career, he's been a bench guy. So that same logic you used for Alex Caruso, I'm using for him. Kelly Oubre Jr. for most of his part of his career been a starter.
What has he done?
When I think about defense, I don't think about Kelly Oubre ticket. I think that's
because you ain't watching. Because you ain't watching.
I am watching. I've watched Charlotte. I mean, and since you on the subject of Vanderbilt, hold on. Ticket. You talking about shutting somebody down? Who has what is Kelly Oubre's moment?
Oubre. No,
what is his moment?
It's not his fault. Hold on. It's not his fault he playing a bad team. If Vandy played
no, Ticket. You're not going to do that because there's plenty of great defenders that play on bad teams. So no, we're not doing that.
I'm giving you a good point. Hold on. I'm giving you a real point. If Vandy played on Charlotte, how much better you think he's making up? He's not.
What do you mean?
So hold on. You using that point is mute. The bottom line is this. I think that Kelly Oubre Jr. is a very good perimeter defender, and I gave you the reasons why. For one, he's very athletic, he's very crafty, he has great hands. And not only that, he gets his hands on loose balls, he gets a lot of steals. You understand? He's long, athletic, and rangy, and he gets on defenders, and he causes havoc, and he can press you full court. He's one of the guys who's that size that can actually press you full court defensively. Bro, get out of here.
I have a question, Ticket. I got a question.
No, he's not better than Andrew Wiggins. Okay, I was going to say, hey, why Charlotte bottom 10 defense in the NBA? Why
is that the case? Kelly Oubre away from Mikal Bridges, Ticket?
Very far away.
Well, you got to say, to me, now I think about it, Mikal Bridges should have been up there in the top 3 on this list.
So you got him.
Mikal Bridges is one of the best. To me, Mikal Bridges has been one of the best defenders in the whole world for a few years now. You know what I'm
saying? Would you say Lou Dort? I would put Lou Dort above Kelly Oubre.
Well, yeah, I mean he's on the same. He's on the same. Hold on, he's on the same trajectory. But I'm just saying. Y'all thinking about Oubre just being on a bad team. I'm thinking about the individual defender, bro.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, Ticket, because I seen him in Golden State, right? I seen him in Charlotte. I seen him in Golden State. And when I think about defense, he never struck me as a defender, ever.
I saw some flashes in Washington, but I will say this: I saw some flashes in Washington when he was engaged. But that's my issue with him. I feel like he's not engaged. And to Ticket's point, I think his role on different teams and the bad shake of the dice, I think that did affect his defensive focus. But when he was engaged, I did see the flashes that Ticket will talk about. But it just never was consistent.
You're not selling me that. No, you know why you're not selling me that? Because when you're talking about a defender on the wing, I don't care what unit that you on. We all have. We'll definitely implement you in the.
I'm about to give you a fact right now. I'm listening. I'm about to give you a fact right now. Kelly Oubre's 4.97 real plus minus is 13th highest in the NBA of the 459 players. And on only the defensive side, he's in the NBA defensive plus minus as far as him individually, sir. Right?
I'm glad you brought that up, Ticket, because again, you spitting facts to me that I'm not aware of.
You can go to NBA.com. You can go to NBA.com. Matter of fact, all I got to do right now is go to Google and type in "Is Kelly Oubre a good defender?" and it comes right up first. NBA, right on NBA.com. It puts his stats right there.
That's what I'm saying, Ticket. Because you just schooled me.
But he's on a bad. But Chilltown, listen, when you on a bad, for example, when you a good defender, you on a bad team, bro. Ain't nobody gonna care about what you're doing, bro. If your team ain't winning. Now it gets magnified when you're on a better team, your team is winning. We all know Charlotte ain't got enough guns to really win no game. You can go matter of fact, you can take the best defender on whatever team you want to take right now and put him on Charlotte. Is he gonna make them better?
Right. Ticket straight up. Is Oubre a better defender than Matisse Thybulle, a guy that's not known to play offense? You know how good you have to be on defense to be strictly a defensive player in the NBA and have no offensive game?
You asked me a question.
Go ahead.
Well, it all depends on how you look at it. Because if the way I'm looking at it is too, Matisse Thybulle, for the most part of his career, has been around great defenders. He was around Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, who are the better defenders in the NBA. And nobody even had Ben Simmons on that list. And so since he came in the league, he's been around two of the best defenders in the world. So it's easy to say, oh, he looks better on defense versus now, let's put him on a bad team and let's see how much that team improves defensively with him on it. See what I'm saying? So when you look at that, you also got to look at the players around you too, because listen, when Big Ben Wallace went over to the Detroit Pistons weren't the greatest defensive team in the world, but when he went over there, his effect on everybody. Chauncey became a better defender. He wasn't known as a defender. Rip Hamilton became a better defender. Then you had Tayshaun Prince come in. He was a great defender. Now all these dudes get recognized for their defense. defense. Why? Because you have better defenders around you, bro. So when I look at a dude like Matisse Thybulle, it's easy for him to play that type of style he played and take risks when you got a big 7-footer behind you that's going to block shots. It's easy when you got Ben Simmons that's out here that can lock dudes up too and play and one of the better defenders in the world for those years if he was on the team with him.
That's fair.
So put that dude on a team like Kelly Oubre Jr. was on, where you ain't got really that many great defenders, and then we'll see how great of a defender he really is.
Look, I think Matisse Thybulle is definitely a better one-on-one defender than Kelly Oubre.
But you're saying that based off what you've seen. You're saying that based off what you've seen in Philly when he was playing with all-time great defenders. Because guess what? You ain't saying that based off last year because he couldn't get on the court.
No, I see what you're saying.
Hold on. If Kelly Oubre played on Memphis, hold on.
He's still not
basing that. Hold on. You're not basing that because if he was as great as we say he was, damn near 40-year-old PJ Tucker when they went over there and took all his goddamn minutes.
I mean, Matisse Thybulle is such an offensive.
Your ass got cooked. Your ass got cooked. If he was think about this. If Matisse Thybulle is as great, if Matisse Thybulle is as great as defensively as they say he was, and he had a coach who preaches defense in Doc Rivers, who won a championship in Boston based off defense, you don't think Doc Rivers would have buried his ass under the bench and say, I'm just gonna play an old ass PJ Tucker.
He can't hit an open shot. Just like Vanderbilt. He can't hit an open shot.
Hold on. Time out. PJ went almost 15 games straight this year without scoring. What are you talking about?
That's fine, but he has a better quarter three than
No. We're not gonna do. Hold on. No. We're not gonna do that, bro. That man couldn't get no burn. Hold on. I'm gonna say this to you. Before PJ Tucker came over there, Matisse Thybulle was getting burned with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, one of some of the best defenders in the world. As soon as old-ass PJ Tucker came over there, this dude couldn't get on the court. That's why he demanded a trade. Get out of here, man. An old-ass PJ Tucker.
They're playing different positions.
His prime was Phoenix. I'm talking about an old-ass PJ Tucker. Man, y'all niggas getting cooked every day, 3 the hard way.
Yo, Jalen, it's on you next. We can continue to talk, but let me know who's next on the list after Mr. Kelly Oubre Jr.
All right, let me show some love to is Andrew Wiggins on the list?
Let me go ahead and throw the list up here. Andrew Wiggins is not on the list.
Yeah, let's get Andrew Wiggins out there. Give him some love. I know obviously this year, missed some games, so we didn't get to see him as much. But when he's on the court, I think defensively he's better. He's the best defender on that team at this point, better than Draymond.
Ron, don't let them niggas off the hook, Ron. Hey, Ron. Do not let these bums off the hook, man. The hate for ticket is real, bro. Hold on. The hate for ticket is real, Ron. Look at the comment section. Oh, PJ can hit the corner 3. This nigga went the whole season. He went 15 games this season without hitting a shot.
It's still a threat, though, Ticket. You can't say there's not a threat.
No.
He didn't score in the playoffs, y'all. Just so y'all.
Hold on. Ron. What player you know in the NBA? This is their justification for them. These buffoons in the comment section agreeing with Jalen Carter just because they hate me. What is the justification of a 37-year-old dude who ain't got it no more like he used to defensively? That's on the court that has played 15 straight games and went over. This nigga couldn't buy a bucket.
He still provides more spacing than Matisse.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man.
That's what it was.
Hey, Ron, man. This is the hate I'm talking about. This is the hate.
Y'all gotta stop hating on Ticket, man. Y'all don't gotta wake up in the morning hating on Ticket, eat your lunch hating on Ticket, hey, reply to your emails hating on Ticket, and go to sleep hating on Ticket. Like that's not cool.
Love each other, y'all. Love each other.
Also, too, you gotta know that
love yourself and love each other,
as like an emotional leader and stuff like that. So he was kind of like, helping Joel Embiid with his toughness and stuff.
And just positionally, right? I mean, you had Maxey, James Harden, like at the guard position, the wings, you had Tobias Harris there. I mean, it's just PJ Tucker fit in that 4 spot better than Matisse Thybulle in the other position. They were just a little more deeper.
Hey, but also too, let me throw this list up here because I see we've got to the point where you guys just want to get your hometown guys on here. I see we're playing the favoritism role, starting at 20 with Davion Mitchell, Ox.
Talk to Ox. Don't talk to me.
Hold up.
And last, Jalen Carter getting his Canadian up there. Andrew Wiggins.
If Andrew Wiggins plays for Team Canada, Team USA don't want to see us. Get Jamal Murray, Andrew Wiggins in there to get Team USA.
I'm cool with having my 2 Brooklyn guys up there, man. I'm cool.
Y'all way too little, Jalen. Y'all way too little.
SGA, Jamal Murray, and Wiggins. Hey man,
I really do like y'all, Jalen, but we'll get to that soon.
Jalen, I sent a list of 10 countries in the group chat that y'all don't want to play. But that's neither here nor else there. What I want to say is, Ron, Davion Mitchell at 20 is damn near egregious.
I'm not saying Davion,
you know what I'm saying? He
should
be like 14, 15, 16 at the least.
No doubt. We're gonna keep it pushing.
You got him as a top 15 defender?
Yeah. Who else you see in the NBA really still actively fighting through screens? These guys act like screens are magnets nowadays. They look at screens like, oh, it's my chance to not play defense no more. They see a screen and they just run right into it.
It's a switch. It's a switch. It's a switch.
I know it's a switch, but this is the thing though. See, y'all not supposed to let yourself get screened. You know what I'm saying? If we can, so that's a coaching philosophy too. It's like, what type of team do you want? Do you want some dogs that's gonna fight through screens, that's gonna jam up their man? The guy whose man is setting the screen. Why are you letting him set that screen? Get up under him, get him out the way. You know what I'm saying? What type of defense are we playing? These guys, Davion Mitchell is the only one that's still playing that hard. Well, not the only one, but one of the few that's really playing that hard-nosed defense, not letting himself get screened, fighting through screens. I'm not just gonna let you just switch on Steph Curry. Steph Curry got to cook me. Like Trae Young got to cook me, you know.
Absolutely, I can get with that, Big Ock. Because young Africa, you said that with a tone like that's just customary. We just switching screens. Do you even know how to fight around a screen? Do you even know how to get around a screen? Do you know how to get over the top of a screen?
Hey, what's even worse than that is when the screen comes, you cut the defender off and send him back this way.
Yeah, right.
And then flip him back to try to go back over the screen. You really turn him around
to make him reject the screen.
But
right?
Exactly.
That's fair. But like, do you have enough time in the modern NBA when you're defending a guy like Steph Curry to fight over the screen when he comes clean off that screen?
Steph Curry, this is the best dude, man. We don't play against Steph Curry every night. Right. I'm not going up against Curry every night. I'm going up against Curry once every 8 games. Or a guy like Curry. I'm the average guy, or maybe even above average guy. I should be able to bump that dude off a screen.
Yeah, I agree.
I should understand as a defender. I should know how to chase guys under screens. I should know how to go over the top of screens. Okay, this guy that I'm covering, he likes to fade. So I'm not gonna go over the top of the screen because I know he likes to fade. This guy is great curling, so I'm not gonna chase him. I'm gonna go over the top of the screen and I'm gonna cut off that angle. And on top of that, what I'm gonna do when I'm chasing him, I'm gonna cut that angle off where he can get to a screen. I'm gonna be a little bit more physical with him as opposed to switch. You got him. Are we gonna defend out here? What?
There's also the big man though. Why I can't let you hit my guard, so I'm getting low. I'm trying to push you up the lane. Like I'm damn near putting you in his way. You know, stuff like that. If you got a guy like Davion Mitchell that's already fighting anyway, and you got a big that's gonna fight with him and not allow him to get screened. That's my only point though, Africa. I just don't like the fact that these guys are allowing themselves to get screened. You watch Davion Mitchell play. He's not letting you just bail out on the screen for the most part. Now, if you pick him, you pick him. But for the most part, you see he's making you beat me like the best player. I'm not just gonna just let you switch on to like Giannis, like how we talked about Giannis earlier. Why you ain't gonna help Drew, Giannis?
I got a problem with that.
You watch your man get 56 in him. You got to give me at least 12 of those too. Come on, let me get
we got to keep pushing on the list. Hold on, just hold that thought right quick, Chill. Context is on you, but go ahead, Chill. Context. Do you know your next person?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna definitely give out a shout out to the young gunners. I think Lou Dort should definitely be in the top 25. He's a great perimeter defender. Even though he looks like he's supposed to be a linebacker, he's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. I think he can switch two to about 2 through 4 in certain situations, and I think his defensive impact is very noticed.
Okay, cool. Hey, Chill, you were saying?
I just think that as a defender, I think that you got to be smarter. And what I don't want is I don't want it just to be customary to switch off screens. Okay, you got this, dude.
All right, you guys see the list here.
Yeah, 100%. And Chill, like the thing about it is, like even in the switching aspect, you can still be aggressive in your switches. You can still try to get up under guys. But I will shoot out the bail with the fact that, because of the rule changes, because they call these ticky-tack fouls, a lot of times it's harder to fight. And if you're not on the same page with your big man as far as effort and communication, that's why they kind of rely on switching, because switching kind of exposes the fact that you guys aren't communicating versus having to put your guys in foul personnel. So if you got a guy that's like Ja Morant that's able to split with the pick and roll, he's able to split that high trap, then you could put your point guard in a disadvantage by drawing fouls, things of that nature. So I think that's why the switch happens a lot more.
Hey, Dylan Brooks ain't on the list, yo.
I don't see who comes off the list. Derek White. Yeah, Derek White snubbed. Derek White. A lot of snubs.
Hold on. So
Kelly Oubre is better than Dylan Brooks.
Robert Williams. That's crazy.
I'm gonna name everybody, and you guys let me know if you think any of these defenders that are on the list are better than one of the three. Dylan Brooks, and then I heard Robert Williams, and then who was the third person that you guys just said?
I would say Matisse Thybulle,
Dylan Brooks, Robert Williams, and Thybulle.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Tom.
All right, so we got Anthony Davis.
Nope, none of them dudes.
Yeah,
Drew Holiday.
Nope.
Evan Mobley.
Nope.
Herb Jones.
Nope.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Nope.
Giannis.
Nope.
Marcus Smart.
Nope. Oh, y'all
Rudy Gobert.
Nope.
I'm just thinking about Marcus Smart and Lou Dort. And I'm thinking about I'm thinking about Lou Dort. If he was on the Boston Celtics, could he do what Marcus Smart is doing?
Yes, yes, and more. Yes, and more.
You know what? When you say it like that, you put him on the Celtics.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And if Marcus Smart was in Oklahoma, if Marcus Smart was in Oklahoma City in that defensive scheme, how effective would he be?
I think
I'm gonna hold the phone up.
Effective. Okay, see,
but I'm gonna hold the phone on Marcus Smart. I'm gonna hold the phone on Marcus Smart. Keep going.
Looking shaky in the light. That DPOI looking shaky in the light, chill. We throw the magnifying glass.
Rudy Gobert, anybody?
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
I'm cool. Rudy Gobert gonna stay on. None of those three.
Me too. I am too.
There's no way Rudy Gobert is not top 10, bro. Rudy Gobert should be 9, 10, 8.
Okay. He's 8 on this list. Goofy. At 9, we got Bam.
No.
10, we got Joel Embiid. 11, Brook Lopez.
No.
12, Jared Allen.
No.
13, Mikal Bridges.
No.
14, Draymond Green.
Oh, no questions for me. That he's certified.
He's gonna stay on there. He's gonna stay on there.
Yeah.
15, OG Anunoby.
No.
Nah.
16, I don't know about 16. We might get some backlash. At 16, we got Josh Hart.
Yeah, Josh. No.
We out here, buddy. You're out here,
man. Wait. We're talking about who would come off for what players?
Well, I said 3, but it's actually 4. Any combination of Derek White,
Dylan Brooks.
I mean, you can stop at Derek White. You can stop at Derek White.
I'm not taking Derek White over Josh Hart. I'm not.
On the defensive end, I'll take Derek.
On the defensive end, I'm not taking Derek White over Josh Hart. Josh Hart's ability to move his feet, just like Derek White. I think the separator is Josh Hart's ability to stick his nose in there and get big rebounds. That is huge as a defensive guard, because when I got a big man down there that's getting his ass kicked by another big man, that's my job to stick my nose in there and go help him. And the fact that he does that, and I limit possessions for the other unit, that's huge. And I don't see Derek White doing that more than Josh Hart. I'm having a problem.
Derek White did get that tip in.
Hustle. He averaged 1 block a game as well.
Derek White does a lot of that.
He's one of the best guard shot blockers, averaging 1 block a game as well. He was on the old defensive team as well this season. I think the second team. So I don't know, unless you're saying that Josh Hart is an old defensive level player in the NBA.
I think he is. I do. I think he's an all-league defender. I think he's at that level. Well, I go ahead. I'm sorry, Ron.
No, out of Matisse, Derek White, Robert Williams, and Dylan Brooks, are you taking all of them over Josh? Are you taking none of them over Josh, or is it close to call?
I think it's close to call him because I'm not taking Derek White over Josh Hart. I'm not. And like I just said, I think the rebounding is the separator. Thibault, the problem with Thibault is Thibault's a great perimeter defender. And I think that as rangy as he is, he can disrupt a lot. But Josh Hart, I think that's his calling card when he got into the NBA. And it didn't start in the NBA. He did that in college at Villanova. Right. That's who he was there. So his game translated to the NBA. The fact that he didn't make the All-League, the fact that Josh Hart didn't make the All-League defensive team, I think that was largely due to him being bounced around. I mean, in Portland, they came, just so you know, they came down here to play the Miami Heat. Yeah, 15 rebounds against them. Yeah, 15 boards against the Miami Heat. So when you're talking about a guard being able to keep teams to one possession, I think Josh Hart is definitely one of the best. I have a problem with him.
Better rebounding guard, Chill, between him and Bruce Brown. Because Bruce Brown's up there too when it comes to
I think Josh Hart is the best rebounding guard in the league.
Okay, fair point.
I think Josh Hart is a really good rebounder. That's the only place I think he clears Derek White.
I don't think he's a lockdown one-on-one
aspect of the game. I think Derek White's a better defender too. And on the offensive end too, I want Derek White as well.
I like Josh Hart more off the ball. Josh Hart is one of them free safety type defenders, and he was doing this at Villanova, and I watched him play a lot in Portland as well. Watched him play a lot live in Portland. He's one of them guys where he plays the passing lanes well. If it's a loose ball, he's one of those guys that just happens to be at the right place at the right time.
The dirty work guy. You know how I feel about the dirty work guy.
It's weird how he's always there to pick up loose balls, get steals. He's good. He has good hands too. If you're driving, he can come weak side, pluck the ball from you. He's just one of them type of guys. But let's keep it pushing though. I got Walker Kessler next. Are any of these four guys better than Walker Kessler?
Oh yeah. Robert Williams has to be better than
I think Robert Williams has a longer track record, so I'm not mad at putting Robert Williams over Kessler. But I do think like this season, Kessler's gonna be noticeably better than everyone that we're gonna see.
I think Kessler's on his way. I don't think he's there yet. I think he's on his way.
I need to see Robert should 100% be on this list over Kessler.
Yes, I'm good with that.
Jaden McDaniels.
No,
we had him at 18.
That's fair. He's good there.
I don't think that there's another guy that I could say is a better perimeter defender. I mean, I think Drew Holiday is up there as the best perimeter defender, but Jaden McDaniels, I think in another year we're gonna have a serious conversation about him being the best perimeter defender. Him and Herb Jones. 100%. I think we're gonna have a serious conversation about them too.
Yep. Okay. At 19, Jimmy Butler. Any dispute here?
Only that he's 19. That's kind of crazy to me, but that's about it.
Okay. 20, Davion Mitchell.
I'm taking Davion Mitchell.
I'm a Davion Mitchell stan. I'm trying to be cool because Ox a Sacramento dude, but I'm going to keep it 100. I'm a Davion Mitchell stan, and he should be higher, to be honest with you. I love that dude.
You got him top 52, Chill.
He's a starting point guard in the league, and I think he's an all-league defender at some point. I'm a Davion. I loved when he came. I hated the fact that he got drafted to Sacramento because he got to play behind Fox. No run for him there. I think he's a starter.
You talk about a guard defender. I think Drew Holiday getting older. Is Davion Mitchell the premier guard defender now?
Starting point guards in the NBA. They had three between Tyrese, De'Aaron Fox, and Davion Mitchell. That's insane. That's great drafting.
I definitely think if Davion Mitchell was in Oklahoma City, he'd starting league guard. Lou Dort goes to the bench.
When we was living in Sacramento, me and Ox used to talk about this all the time. Because we were there during the year where De'Aaron had already we were there when De'Aaron got drafted. De'Aaron got drafted. We were there when all three of them guys got drafted. Obviously, De'Aaron's a no-brainer. But Marvin as well. But De'Aaron was a no-brainer. But then when you got Tyrese Halliburton and Davion, I remember me and Ox used to have conversations like, okay, one of these guys got to go because they both just too good to play on the same team. Unless you want to play them together, which you're obviously not. So we used to talk about who should get traded. I used to say I'm keeping Tyrese. De'Aaron got to go. Ox used to be like, no. De'Aaron got to stay. What's his name? Or Halliburton got to go. But then we also used to talk about Davion too. Like, what's going to happen with him? Because he's going to be stashed away behind De'Aaron. Obviously, you can play both of them, but it's like it still don't necessarily just pan out.
It's a little bit weird for me because I think he's a little bit shorter. So sometimes with him playing the lead guard, now if he develops his shot creating ability, I think for his size, I think he has a hard time in situations. Obviously, if he gets like IT good, where he gets very good at the shooting, then it's going to balance that out, and he can use his quickness and his craftiness. But I think it's going to be tough to him to be a lead guard, man, to be a shot creator, to have the ball in your hand that much times. It's going to be tough. I got to see more in shot creation back. You know what I mean?
But even if we just focus on the defensive end, outside of the point guard position, like how many positions can Davion Mitchell guard when we're trying to compare him to the other better defender? To be honest, I'm taking Derek White. I'm taking even Dillon Brooks over Davion Mitchell because of the versatility, being able to guard multiple positions, being able to be at least solid enough in the post. If a big guy's going to take you there, Dillon Brooks can do that. So why rate Davion Mitchell so highly when he can really only guard point guard position and really only small guards at that?
He can guard the two.
Yeah, he can guard the two for sure. And I think he's the best lockdown defender out of that group.
And Africa, because it's a guards league. It's because it's a guards league. That's why.
All right, fellas, I got a couple more for you guys. We got Alex Caruso. Is he deserving to be at 21?
Not mad at it. The thing with Caruso is, how are we valuing guys that only play 20 minutes a game versus the guys that play 35 and give you elite defense? You know what I mean? So we're always going to value the guy who's playing 35. Maybe the defense is a little worse, but playing those extra minutes a game, I think definitely matters. But Caruso, I mean, just based on his ability, yeah, he's fine, but it's just a minutes thing.
Shit, Davion don't play all that much either, though.
Yeah, I'm cool with Caruso. I think he plays more than Thibault anyway. So the impact enough, like during the time that he plays, I think is good enough.
All right, next we're gonna rock with Nick Claxton.
Yep.
I guess essentially, are any of these guys, and specifically Robert Williams, better than Nick Claxton?
I'm taking Nick Claxton over Robert Williams.
I'm taking Clax. I'm taking Clax.
And what makes you guys want to take Clax over Robert Williams? Is it the perimeter?
Yeah, for me. You go ahead.
Do you think?
Yeah. For me, it's pretty much. I think the versatility is a little bit better. I think he's a little bit sharper on the lateral quickness. I think he's a little bit more durable compared to Robert Williams. So that definitely affects his athleticism, which then affects his defense. And I think the effort is there. You can see that he wants to. Don't get me wrong. I see the effort in Robert Williams, but I think there's a little bit of tenacity and effort with Claxton that takes him over the top. So it's kind of like, mentality thing.
I think Robert Williams is still coming back from that injury. Like, he's still not 100%.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
All right, next on the list, Kelly Oubre Jr.
Okay, Kelly got to go.
Got to go.
Even though I read you off on NBA.com.
Yeah. You made some solid points.
But you don't see, that's the thing. Y'all ain't studying them cats that's on them bad teams like that.
Mm-hmm. No,
like, I'm saying, hold on. I'm saying if you watch Kelly, bro, even when he played with the Warriors, he didn't shoot well, but they used him defensively on everybody. They was pressing full court with him, picking up guards full court. He can switch from the point all the way to the four. Yo,
you have him better than Gary Payton the second? You have him better than Gary Payton the second?
Definitely need to go to YouTube. You need to go to YouTube and type in Kelly Oubre Jr. Defense on YouTube.
Oubre locking up power forwards.
Hold on, you'll see what I'm talking about because you guys are disgusting, bro. Y'all ain't really concentrating. Like real NBA basketball heads know what I'm talking about. Like dudes that's in the league.
Would you say that he was better than Gary Payton the second? Would you say that he was better on the Warriors?
No, because Gary Payton the second helped him win a championship, dog.
Well, no, what I'm talking about for defensive impact. So that's why I was asking. Like, don't compare the value.
Because I mean, if you're using Chill's logic, you can't really judge it because he came off the bench, played limited minutes.
So why you got him over a guy like Dillon Brooks then?
No, you're not. Oh, because I don't think Dillon Brooks is that great of a defender. I think Dillon Brooks don't talk. I think Dillon Brooks is all talk, and I think he's all show. I don't think Dillon Brooks is good enough to be in. I don't think he should be in the NBA.
A $20 million man a season, not in the
hey, it's a lot of dudes in the NBA. Hold on, it's a lot of dudes in the NBA. It's a lot of dudes in the NBA getting checked. Hey, it's a lot of dudes that's in the NBA getting checked shouldn't be there.
First of all,
I can keep going. Hold on, I can keep going. And it's dudes that's overseas. It's dudes that should be in the NBA. Point blank period.
I agree with that.
So that dude, Dillon Brooks, bro. Like I said before, man. You tell me who is he locked up?
He made the all defensive team.
Who is it? I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you, who is he locked up?
I think it's common knowledge he had the lowest.
Hold on, because I want to answer this. Hold on.
I'm gonna answer
for this question. When they was in the playoffs, who did he turn around? Who did he turn over in the playoffs that helped that team advance or make it to another level?
That's a rhetorical question, because he didn't do it.
Why is he getting his reputation? Because he running his mouth, bro. He ain't getting his reputation based off his defense.
First, yes, he is, and the reason why he's doing that is first of all, you going on a small sample size ticket of the playoffs. That's what you're going off right now.
I'm talking about his whole career. I'm talking about his whole career. I'm talking about his whole season, his whole career.
We talking about Dillon Brooks at 6'6", one of the best on-ball defenders in the game. He does, but yes, it is true. You get focused a lot on his offense, and you get focused a lot on his antics. This ain't Pat Beverly. This ain't Russell Westbrook telling us that Pat Beverly just running around because that's really what's going on. No, this is actually a guy who does defend in a really good system playing in Memphis. And that's what he's doing there, right? He's playing on one of the best defensive teams in the game. He's playing as one of the better. Right, and he is doing that. That doesn't mean that he's not a great defender playing around other great defenders. That doesn't mean that. Now, what it does mean is...
So let me ask you a question then, Showdown. Why was his defensive rating way worse than Kelly Oubre Jr.'s?
We're not doing defensive ratings.
It's not. No. I ain't just gonna stop there. Hold on. I'm not just gonna stop there. Hold on. Chill town. Chill town. You my boy. Chill. You know me. Chill. Hold on. Chill. Hold on. You know me. Chill. You know me. This ain't just the beginning. What I'm giving to you.
Right. Okay.
Statistically, hold on. Statistically, he has been one of the worst perimeter defenders in the league since he came in the league.
No, he has not.
I can prove it. Hold on. Chill town. I'm not just talking to you. I can prove it.
I'm listening.
How?
So no, hold on. Time out. It's not cap. I'm dead serious. He's one of the most overrated. Hold on. Dillon Brooks is one of the most overrated defenders in the NBA. These is facts, bro. If you really watch his game and look deep into his numbers, he's overrated, bro.
Hey, let me give you
I'm
a
not
stat.
lying to y'all.
Let me give you a stat. Let me give you a stat then that answers that. No, let me give you a stat. Last season, right? Dillon Brooks, right? They measured all players that went up against all-stars last year. 922 times he went up against all-stars last year. The most of any player in the NBA, right? So just on volume, he's guarding the most matchups or all-star level matchups in the NBA, right? On the perimeter. He's doing that. Guys like Tatum, Curry, Durant, and he's holding them to 46% effective field goal percentage, which ranks first among the 72 players to actually have 400 possessions on those guards. So he's guarding the most all-stars, and he's also doing it at the best level in the NBA.
Does Drew Holiday take the best assignments?
No. I just told you about Dillon Brooks.
No, I'm asking you. No. I'm asking you. African booty scratcher.
More often than not.
African booty scratcher. I'm asking you.
Hey, you can do all that. Hey, when the facts get in the face, you gotta get personal. This is what happens when you click on the facts.
I'm going to ask you again. Does Drew Holiday take the best defensive matchups in the league on a night-to-night basis?
Oh yeah, he do.
So why the hell is his rating way better than Dillon Brooks?
What does Drew Holiday have to do with Dillon Brooks?
Oh, because Chilltown, don't you hop in this and help him? Don't play Captain Saber.
What rating? Give me the numbers. Give me the facts. What rating?
For this boy?
I'm not putting on the case for him. You were talking to me originally. I wasn't even talking about him.
His logic is Dillon Brooks is taking the best offensive players in the world. Well, nigga, so is Drew Holiday.
No, and he's holding him to the lowest percentages as well. He's holding him to the lowest efficiency in the NBA as well. Quote the whole thing. Quote the whole thing, bro. Don't be quoting half the thing. Quote the whole thing. He's also holding him to the lowest percentage that anybody in the NBA is doing all-stars out of everybody ticket, including Drew Holiday ticket. Don't do that.
That's not true.
What you talk about? That is a fact. What you mean that's not true? That's a fact.
Unfortunately, we got to expedite the conversation. If y'all want to
you got to save it. Hey, Ron, you stay saving ticket though, low key.
No. Africa.
Hey, Ron, I'm going to ask you one question before you move on. Ron, I'm going to ask you and Chilltown one question. Since y'all, what defines defensive rating in the NBA?
That's a team rating, bro.
I ain't asked Chilltown to know.
Oh, yeah,
I asked Chilltown to know. What is according to NBA.com, what defines and what makes your defensive rating?
What does make your defensive? That's
what determines defensive rating. See, hold on. I'm not talking to you. Hold on. Africa, hold on, dog. Hold your PP. Hold your PP. Hold on, bro. I'm not asking you. I'm asking them because Chilltown said something, and I'm finna ask Chilltown. So Chilltown, what shows, displays, what is it that accumulates your defensive rating in the NBA?
That's a good question, Ticket.
Okay, so I'm gonna give it to you right now. Hold on.
I still don't understand defensive rating. I don't, and the reason why I don't, and even though
your defensive rating, hold on, Chilltown. I want you to listen to this. I want our crowd to be educated. Your defensive rating is important because your defensive player rating is an equivalent of a player's steals, blocks, plus the opponent's differential 1 out of 5 possessions times blown by plus deflections, right? Now, it's an official adjusted defensive players withstand. This stat can be influenced also by the defense of a player's teammates. Now, let me get to my point. Here's my point right here. We just said that Kelly Oubre Jr. was playing on a trash-ass Charlotte Hornets team. His defensive rating this past year was a 111. This past year, Dillon Brooks was a 113, and he was playing with the defensive player of the year. How was his defensive player of the year who's blocking everything behind you? Meanwhile, Kelly Oubre Jr.'s defensive rating, and I just gave it to you. You can look it up, Google it yourself. Because when y'all say, oh, defensive rating doesn't mean nothing, it does. Because if you go to NBA.com, it accumulates your personal statistics. For example, everybody always talk about, oh, Giannis is overrated. Well, guess what? Giannis one-on-one has the highest defensive rating as a one-on-one defender versus anybody he's defended in the last 5 years in the league. He's held every player he's played to on an average of 40% or lower from the field in the last 5 years. That's the best in the NBA. That's the best in the world. Hold on. And that's one-on-one. I'm learning something. I know we got to move. You got to educate him. So when they shoot down defensive rating, like the Legend of Losing them do, they got to explain to you what is defensive rating and why is it important. Why is your defensive rating important? You know why? Because guys like Tim Duncan. Guess why when Chilltown says he thought Tim Duncan was a better defender than Ben Wallace, guess why Chilltown has a point? Because of Tim Duncan's defensive rating. His defensive rating was slightly better than Ben Wallace's, and nobody would believe it. He was like a 94 point something, Ben was a 95 in that same era. So that backs up Chill's point based off of everything that's used to calculate your defensive rating.
Take a line, though. Take a line.
Hold on. The same thing with it. I'm not lying.
Look at his defensive rating was not no 111. It was 115, which was the bottom 10 in the NBA, bro. So stop the cap. It was not no 111 for the Steelers, bro.
StatNews.com right now.
Hey, basketball reference. You can go to the whole season. You quoted references.
Bro, that's not your defensive rating, bro. You're stupid. Hey, Ron. Put it on the screen right now. Kelly Oubre Jr. defensive rating on StatNews.com right now was a 111.4.
Send me the link, Ticket. I'll put it up there.
Hold on, Ron. I got it right here in front of my face. I'm going to send you the link right now. On your, and look, and I got it for every single year he's been in the league. This boy's a cokehead. Now, once again, excuse my language. Something wrong with this boy. I'm going to say it again to you, Ron. Ron, put this on the screen right now, Ron, because I'm going to tell you something. This dude is a blithering idiot. All you had to do was go to StatNews.com, and StatNews.com gives you every official stat.
Type it in.
Hold on one second, because you're not going to come in here with that cheap talk. You're not going to come in here with that cheap talk and lie. Now, I just said,
I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to you, Ron. I'm going to send it to you, Ron. I'm going to send it to you, Ron.
I'll send it to you on WhatsApp, Ron.
I just hold on. Put it on the screen too, Ron.
Click the link right now, Ron.
Don't say your boy. Don't say your boy. I just dropped it. I gave you the StatNews.com basketball reference.
Young African Ticket. Just send it to my Telegram. I'm gonna put it up.
Ron, click the link right now. I just send it to your WhatsApp. Click the link.
The reason why I asked that, and I did get some education here. The reason why I asked you that because defensive rating, from what I understood it to be, that's why I asked you to explain it. Because from what I understood it to be, it was per 100 possessions. That's what I understood it to be.
Per
What
100
you did.
Yes.
That's what I understood it to be. And I got deterred from defensive. I got deterred from defensive rating. Soon as I saw, and Ox is gonna love this, that Larry Bird has a higher defensive rating than Scottie Pippen.
Well, that
so I'm thinking to myself,
hold on. But Chilltown, I'm gonna say it again. Remember what your defensive rating says too. Remember the last part of your defensive rating, and it says, hold on, it says your defensive rating can also be influenced by your teammates. So listen to my point.
Yeah, Michael Jordan was his teammate, though. That should help, right?
Hold on, Bob. Hold on, Bob. My point is, we all agree that Dillon Brooks had better defensive teammates this past year than Kelly Oubre Jr.
But your logic.
So my whole question was why was Kelly Oubre Jr. a better rated defensive player slightly this past year?
He wasn't.
Than Dillon Brooks when he had way worse defenders on his team. Because listen, if he had way better defenders, his defensive rating would have been through the roof.
That's not true, though.
Now, Ron, you put that on the screen, right, Ron? Now, what did that say right
in his career, bro? That's not last season. In his career, bro?
Go to last season, Ron.
That's not last season. No. Hey, go to the season. Scroll down, Ron. It goes by year basis. And what we about to see, 115, which is bottom 10 in the NBA, bro. You cook ticket. Stop capping to the people. Stop flexing on all this bass in your voice. But when you come up against me, you got to be fact checking yourself. That's 115. You know what the rating for the defensive team for the Charlotte Hornets as a team was last season? 115. Literally meaning that when he steps onto the court, they are still bottom 10 in the NBA. His impact ain't changing nothing but them being average, bro. So don't cap to the people, man. Stop.
What was Dillon Brooks last year?
113.
114.
Better than Oubre. We know that. That's all we need to know. That's all we need to know in this discussion.
What was Dillon Brooks last year?
114.4. 114.4.
Stop it.
So hold on. And what was Kelly Oubre?
115.
Yeah.
And Dillon Brooks had a defensive player of the year on his team, right?
Bro, see, now you want to put finesse.
Yeah, Jerry Jackson Jr. Yes,
all right.
Adams.
All right. There you have it.
All right, y'all. I got to get into these super chats, so let's go ahead and do it.
Let's do it.
Kong Cole became a member.
Come through. What's up, brother?
Good win. New member.
Hey, Ron. But I'm still right. He had a better career defensive rating than that bum. I told you he's been overrated his whole career.
Oh, that's because he played for the Warriors, right? He played with great.
No. He played 1 year. Hold on. He played 1 year for the Warriors, sir, and he played for the Wizards before that. So what's your excuse? Dillon Brooks played for Memphis every year.
I will say in Washington, like I said, when he was engaged, I did see some flashes. Like,
hold on. So listen, hold on. Once again, Dillon Brooks has played with better defenders his whole career. How does this dude have a better defensive rating than Dillon Brooks for his career? Listen, it went down this past year because he's playing with Charlotte. But Dillon Brooks is playing with the defensive player of the year, and his is right there with Kelly Oubre, just a couple of point percentages higher. Make it make sense. He's overrated. And then look, Chilltown, if y'all look at the real defenders that y'all said, who did you say was the top 3 defenders on that list? Pull that list up again, Ron. Who did y'all say was the top 3 defenders?
It was Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday.
Okay, so look. So now watch this. What do you think Anthony Davis's defensive rating was this past year?
Better than Oubre's. I know that.
If I'm guessing off the top of my head, I think it was like 105.
Okay, so guess what it was this past year? His was 108. 108 was AD.
Okay.
So that's like almost 5 points better than oh boy. Then also you said you had Jaren Jackson Jr. up there, right?
The defensive player of the year, yes, he was up there.
Right. So you had Jaren Jackson Jr. up there, right? So Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defensive rating last year, sir, his was a 105.3. He won the defensive player of the year award, right?
Right.
Okay, now let's look at 2 more, Ron, and I'm gonna let it go. Let's look at Giannis's last year, right? This is proving my point that your defensive rating does matter, right? Mm-hmm. This is proving my point. Now, Giannis last year, right, was a. Let me see. Here we go. Giannis Antetokounmpo, right here. He was
how many games did Kelly
Oubre 107? Giannis was a 107.7 last year. And then the last one that y'all said was Mikal Bridges. It should have been up there, right? Now, this is a good comparison to Dillon Brooks. Mikal Bridges. Can we all agree on that? Because they both play the wing, right? Am I right?
Fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Oubre,
yep.
All right. So, Ron, so Mikal Bridges' defensive rating last year was a 114. Excuse me, my bad. It was a 109.6.
He should have been the defensive player of the year.
His was 109.6 last year compared to Dillon Brooks, who was a 114. Oh, excuse me. No, it wasn't. My bad. Hold on. It was a 114.8 last year because it says total.
Yeah, but
guess why his drop, Chilltown? No, Chilltown. Guess why his drop? Hold on. Watch this, and I'm done. Guess why his drop?
Why?
Because he got traded to the sorry ass Brooklyn Nets, who when that team got depleted, they were nowhere near the same team that he was playing with before he got traded.
Yeah, all right, y'all. I got. I'm sorry, Africa. I got to read these super chats. We got to wrap it up. Pull up again. We can continue this conversation anytime this week. You're welcome, bro.
Word.
King Julian became a member. Alan R said, "Pirate with the old heads take."
I don't even know what that means.
It was
these young dudes in the chat, and y'all dudes make me sick with this old head stuff. Like y'all dudes invented basketball. Basketball was going on before y'all dudes was around. Just like it was going on before I was around. That's what makes guys like Ticket. That's what makes guys like myself understand the game, as opposed to you only going off what you see right in front of you.
Shout out George Mikan.
Honcho 2K became a member, and shortly thereafter dropped a super chat and said, "Bam is a top 5 to 10 defender. The disrespect is wild."
What's the disrespect?
Right.
Facts.
I mean, I think he'd be in the bottom half of that 5 to 10 if it was things. So
Lonnie Williams said, "Chilltown, do you think Chet could end up being a better defensively than Mobley? I like them both, but Chet's instincts are crazy to me."
No, I think that Evan Mobley is more versatile. I think he could defend on the wing a little bit more. I do think he can defend in the post. I think that Chet could be a better rim protector, but Evan Mobley, he give me KG vibes as a defender.
Yes, sir. Defensive anchor.
Weedy Jenkins is a new member. Appreciate you for becoming a member. You got your.
Hey, Ron, you from Seattle?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch any Gary Payton coming up? So
GP, the reason I play the way I play.
Did he shut guys? Did you watch him shut guys down?
Yes.
I watched GP pick up full court and rip you a half court and go let the ball up.
So you literally see him shut dudes down, like, and he got his defensive rep off there, right?
Yeah.
Right. So then when we talking about these guys now, who is these dudes locking up? When y'all say stuff like Rudy Gobert, who is these dudes locking up? Like when we talk about Big Ben Wallace, I seen Big Ben Wallace hold Shaq from averaging a dude that was averaging 36 in the finals to 26. When we talking about Mutombo, in his prime, not the old Mutombo in his prime, we seen Mutombo holding dudes under their average. When we talk about Zoe Morning, we seen him locking dudes up. We giving credit to dudes who ain't even holding dudes under their average. We used to live by a rule, and Bob knows this, bro. If I don't hold you below your average, I'm always trying to hold you below your average. So if I see you before the game, and Bob's looking at the stat sheet and say, okay, Chill is a big, he out here getting 25 and 10. Bob is trying to hold Chilltown under that 25. He ain't trying to let Chilltown get that 25 or more. And if he do, it's going to be horrible shooting. Who's doing that?
Yeah, you're not even trying to see him hit that 20 mark.
Right, I'm saying, but Ron, I'm going to ask you, Ron, who's doing that right now?
I mean, let's think about it. So with Drew Holiday, let's take away.
Fellas.
No, I just want Ron to answer that real quick because Ron just said he watched Gary Payton. Hold on, he just said he watched GP. Right? So I'm just asking y'all a legitimate question because y'all people going off from me. I'm saying, who in the game right now, Ron, is doing that right now?
It's holding guys under their average.
The closest to GP would be Drew Holiday, and obviously.
You don't see nobody else, Ron. You don't see nobody else in the league today that you saying when they get on this dude, he gonna hold that dude to his average or lower tonight.
Dillon Brooks, he doing that too. That's what the numbers say. That's what the numbers say.
I think Mikal's doing it.
Maybe
Giannis.
Herb Jones. I think Herb Jones could definitely be one of those guys that kind of take away.
I think OG can have those too. Ron, I just wanted to ask you that, Ron, because I think that's important, bro. I think it's important that we see who is actually out here trying to lock dudes up and who's just getting the defensive props just because we just giving them props.
That's real.
Deem the Dream 91 said he just mentioned Jonas and defense. My goodness.
Yeah, I think Africa. I think that was crazy.
Or else, and Low, I don't know where you at. You hiding. I know it's hard for you to hide, nigga. But wherever you at, and he the one, and Low's the one running around here telling people that Drew Holiday could lock up Michael Jordan, and these dumb little boys believe in this shit. That's why I asked you that, Ron.
I thought he came off that. I really did. I think he came off.
That's why I asked you that, Ron.
I haven't heard Low come off that.
He's still on that?
That's why I asked you that, Ron.
Ain't no way, Joe. I think he's off that.
I don't know if he can. Now,
Ron. He said he's better than Gary Payton, and he can lock up Jordan. And this is why I'm saying to you, Ron. They asking me why I say the stuff I say. That's why, though. There's people that really, and you watch GP, Ron. You from Seattle, you watch Gary Payton, and you've watched Drew Holiday because you grew up in this era. You watched Drew Holiday. You wouldn't even say that's close, in your opinion.
Hey, Ticket, to answer your question though, real quick, I think Ox told me he could hold you to below your averages, man. That's why
we ain't doing that, young. We ain't doing that. Young, we ain't doing that. Nah, not today. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. Chill out, yo. Nope. Chill out, yo. We ain't doing that today. Ron, go ahead, Ron. We're not doing that today. Nope.
Drip Bayless said, Ticket. Jamal Murray is better than Penny. He played against Rudy, Bam, and AD. Also, Ticket, this era is weak defensively, and Rudy is a bum, and Bam overrated.
Rudy is a bum? You a bum for saying that?
Yeah, you can stop it. Yeah, Rudy.
You a bum for saying that he a bum. What the hell?
Don't even entertain it.
What kind of goofy ass logic is that?
Put It On Vinyl said JB has to be up here. He's good on the defensive end, plus on the offensive end. That left hand plays better D than anyone else could.
Hold on, he said Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, that's a little crazy. I don't know about Jaylen Brown.
Nah, he's trolling. He said on the offensive end, the defense plays better than anyone else could.
No.
JB being top 25 isn't insane, bro. JB is a very good defender.
Hold on, not in the playoffs.
Like I said, JB is a very good defender.
Caleb Martin,
top 25.
Yeah, he's a plus defender. He's a plus defender. Just not
I know he's a better defender than he's a better defender than Kelly Oubre.
I ain't gonna fight you.
I seen Caleb Martin go hezzy tween on him too many times. I'm cool.
I seen James Harden give him work.
That shit happens.
Deem the Dream said 2 ways to skin a cat. Multiple perimeter defenders that are switchable and can be the low man and or dominant bigs. Please don't mention Jonas again.
Yeah, Jonas isn't. Jonas cleans glass 100%. But as a defender, we ain't doing that. No, we ain't doing that.
Alfred Griffin said Mitchell Robinson.
No, Mitchell Robinson is a rim protector. That's it.
Small sample size.
That's it.
Hurt all the time, like Chill said, man.
Too foul prone as well too. For sure.
I wouldn't even put him with Marcus Camby, man. Go ahead, Ron.
Jackson Williams said Caruso and Vando should make this list. No Vando on the list.
Caruso though, yeah.
Is no Vando crazy after all that I was talking about? Vando?
No, it's not.
No, the Vando.
But hold on, no. Look, everybody before that series started was saying, "Oh, Vando's the answer. He's gonna guard Steph." So to feel that high about Vando, to say that he's gonna stop Steph Curry, I'm talking about Steph Curry. This is the guy that was supposed to be the Steph stopper.
Yeah,
and now he's not even in the top 25.
He was such an offensive liability. He couldn't get the minutes. I think if he was on the court, he could have played.
Right.
I know, but he's just not playing the minutes. Like in the playoffs, last year
he actually did a good job.
Okay, so what you're saying is
we got to keep it pushing, fellas. We can talk about Vando tomorrow. Random Guy Speaks said, well, shout out to Random Guy Speaks. I don't think he will make the list, but I think Aaron Gordon should get an honorable mention, especially with how he performed in the playoffs.
I think that's what's pushing you over the top. The fact of what you saw him do against Jimmy Butler. You wasn't talking about Aaron Gordon as a top 25 defender before that. You might have thought he was a solid defender, but top 25, you wasn't doing that. No.
Wisdom Warrior said, y'all forgot Josh Hart damn near broke Jimmy ankle.
No, he did not. Jimmy stepped on his foot.
8 Gates Lee said Chill got smoked with the whole comment section.
Not the whole comment section, just goofies. That's all.
A few goofies.
Not the whole comment section. No, it's just goofies.
I'm telling you, Chill's on timing today, man.
Winter said no Mikal Bridges.
No, we got to him. Yeah, we got to him. 100% we did. We got to him.
Brooklyn Bridges.
Deem the Dream 91 became a YouTube member.
Welcome to the show, my brother. Welcome to the show.
Nick Rambo Sr. said, my first super chat ever. Shout out PC family and Chilltown. I'm a fan now because Chill's passion for the game. Chill knows ball. Stay blessed, all y'all.
Thanks, brother. Absolutely. I'm just bringing what I know to the team. That's all that is.
Would you ever consider coaching, Chill?
No, I ain't got the patience for it.
I agree. I already saw that. I was
gonna tell you that. You're not doing that. You're out of here.
He gonna raise somebody neck.
The simple stuff, like Ticket be explaining, simple stuff that you can't get it, and why you can't get simple stuff. I shouldn't have to go over that. I just don't have the patience for that.
Gotcha.
I don't.
Either you got it or you don't. You get it or you don't.
Vamp sent the super chat and said, at Ticket, is Oubre better than Finney Smith?
No.
That's a good question.
Finney Smith, yeah.
I think Finney Smith is better.
Larry Hutchinson said, did you...
Ron, I'm not arguing with them dudes, man. I already told you. You can't tell, but when you playing the back, what did Finney Smith do when he was in Brooklyn? Did you notice him?
Yeah, I did. I think. You gotta
shut your ass up, man. You noticed him run out the playoffs in one round, man.
Over. They had different listen, take it. Hold on. We gonna talk hoops, or we just gonna go through the bullshit? I don't want to go through the bullshit. I just want to talk hoops.
I'm going through the bullshit. What did he do? What the hell did he do?
Take it. It's 5-on-5. You got to understand the defensive concepts is going to be different in Brooklyn, my brother. So the highlight, the things that he was highlighted in Dallas to do is going to be completely different. So you got to give him some time so you can see more out of it. You didn't see the sample size and see what they could use him as. You got to understand that he came in a trade, so he got to fit the defensive system. So he might look different than the way he was doing it on Dallas. That's what
was he an all-world defender in Dallas?
I wouldn't say he's an all-world defender, but I think he was better than Kelly Oubre just because of the consistency. That's what it is for me.
The consistency of playing with a better team?
Vamp in the chat's right. Dallas collapsed after they left.
Context matters, nigga. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
All right, y'all. Larry Hutchinson said, did y'all see the NBA stepping in on the Dame Miami situation, saying he'll play for whatever team he's traded to? What are your thoughts on it now?
Okay, first of all, the NBA didn't step in on that. That was always that stuff. You never heard Dame say he wasn't gonna go to touch his head. That was his agent saying all of that stuff. If Dame got traded to Orlando, come October, Dame would be in Orlando. If he got traded to Washington, come October, Dame has to be in Washington. Don't let this nonsense about the NBA stepped in and now Dame is conceding. No, he'll play wherever they trade him to. Him wanting to play for the Miami Heat, that's where he wants to play. But for 200, and I believe his contract got $203 million left on it. He ain't leaving none of that money on the table. He is going to wherever they send him.
Lucas D'Angelo said, ticket right. Oubre Jr. is a pretty good defender. And last but not least, the Tribe One said Jokic was top 10 defensive rating the last 2 years.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a flawed metric. It's definitely a flawed metric.
It is, yo.
It definitely has flaws in it.
That meaning a top 10 defender, right, Ticket? That's what that means? I don't know.
A scheme could make you look way better in positional situations, things like that. So the high leverage plays, if you scheme right and you have good enough personnel to work around you, it's going to elevate your defense. So it's definitely a skew stat.
Whenever I hear defensive rating, and like I said, I'm glad Ticket explained it to me, because from what I understood, it was per 100 possessions, right? It was what you did per 100 possessions. And the fact that Larry Bird got a higher defensive rating than Scottie Pippen, I'm thinking to myself, yo, this sounds like this wild.
I think when you
combine, Robert Parrish was playing great defense. That
when you combine defensive rating with the eye test, though, it can make sense. So if Giannis has a good defensive rating, we get it. We get it. Right. With Jerry Jackson Jr., we get it. But then when you see guys like Jokic or the Larry Bird number against Scottie Pippen, you're like, okay, something doesn't add up here. You have to look at the situations.
And I use the defensive rating, right? Because it matters in terms of your team. And Larry Bird was he was a phenomenal team defender. But to look at Larry Bird and Scottie Pippen, I don't think about those two, and I think about defense.
Of course, yeah.
In the same category. I don't.
Fellas, same time tomorrow. Chat, same time tomorrow. If you haven't liked, comment, or subscribed yet, do that on the way out. Fellas, we'll get to it tomorrow.
Take it light.
Damian Lillard clears Derrick Rose. We're going to talk about it.
We're going to get into that tomorrow, for sure.
Hey, Ron.
What's up?
I have to give this classic bottle of deodorant to young Africa.
Hey, Ticket, you super wild, Ticket.
African